Good afternoon and welcome back to the Global Cricket Tournament, the headline sponsor of John Deere Financial. My name is Jenna Searle and I'm joined by Emma Fenter. We had a wonderful lunch break and we're back with the battle between Eastern Storm and the DP World Lions, where Eastern Storm skipper Kaylee Craig won the toss and elected to field, which is different to their first battle yesterday in the morning, where they won the toss and chose to bat. They set up a score of 131 and were able to take the victory with by 24 runs. So changing it up today, opening the bowling in a similar fashion with Michaela Edwards from the clubhouse end. Emma, where's your money for this game?
I think Eastern's, after yesterday's performance, I think they'll rely a lot on Elisha Rudolph to come in with the bat and to just dominate. Lions unfortunately came off a loss this morning. It was a good game to watch, but in the end Titans did take the lead. So I think they're also going to come back and push stronger. They've had a break now to see where they've gone wrong. Hopefully they can improve on that. But I do think Easterns are looking like the more positive side.
Yeah, they definitely are, with one win in the bag for them. Good start there by Michaela Edwards, starting it off with a dot ball to Naomi Lefe, who just drove it into the covers. Hard drive down the ground, but stopped by Kaylee Craig, and a fumble at the stumps where they had an opportunity to get a first wicket there of Naomi Lefe, who took a risky single and could have been in danger if the direct hit was in play.
Yeah, I think if Michaela Edwards picked that one up, I think Naomi Lefe wasn't looking too good.
Definitely. So just to run through the team lists, Lions, Letabo Bidley and Tokologo Matsepe on the bench for this game against Easterns. Oh, down middle stump. Very good line to be bowling there. There's Rosina Manak for the Lions, not looking too comfortable.
It's a much better start from Michaela Edwards. I think yesterday she left a few outside the wide lines, but today she's starting off well. I think she needed a bit of a break, get past the nerves, and I think it was good from Eastern to give her another chance to start.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Of course, her fast bowling partner, Peyton Coppin, on the bench for Easterns in this game. Beautiful cricket shot, a lofted drive over cover, couple of bounces over the boundary rope, and that was a wonderful lofted cover drive by Rosina Manak.
We spoke about this yesterday. There's nothing shows technique like hitting the bowler back over cover. I think it's a great looking shot, and Rosina Manak, she played in the first game. We said she lacked little bit of strike rotation, but she's come out guns blazing today.
Yeah, she really has. In this morning's game, she scored 16 of 27. She was the main anchor for the Lions in their innings, and she's gone lofted again, this time to the leg side. A couple of bounces, and it does beat the Easterns player on chase there. Another 4 to her name, and that leaves Michaela Edwards one ball left in this first over, and she's already gone for 9.
We said Michaela Edwards picked up her line because, like we said yesterday, she was straying a bit, but now I think it's her length she has to work on. Both of those were, the first one was full and the next one was short. So I think she just has to fix her length, and I think she'll clean a few of them up.
A little bit of overcorrection there. I think you're absolutely right, Emma. As third man comes into the ring and mid-wicket goes out. So just the two fielders in the ring on the leg side, with fine leg also out on the boundary. Edwards goes on the pads again, but collected by Ashley van Wyk at a square leg.
I think from a captaincy perspective, instead of having a deep fine, rather put a sweeper, because we've seen with Michaela Edwards, she has that slinging action, and she's going to obviously tend to push the ball more outside off. So I think they should bring back fine leg and put a sweeper out for her to just protect that boundary.
Yeah, and with the elegance and class that Rosina Manak showed, those fourth and fifth ball in the over, especially that lofted cover drive, I think that cover sweeper might come in handy for the Easterns team. They've turned to their trusted senior player, Elisha Rudolph, one of the most economical bowlers in the tournament so far. She's at the top of the batting log in terms of most runs scored. She hasn't featured too much on the most wickets taken, but she's definitely quite high up on the economy log. And she starts off on that outside off stump line.
I think it's going to be an interesting matchup between these two because Naomi Lefe coming off a good game against the Titans, unfortunately losing a wicket early on, but she started off well.
Over the leg side, and with one bounce to Mpumelelo Mashlowane out at cow corner. Gets it in a wonderful arm out in the deep, as the square boundaries are quite far out, and she got that into the keeper without a bounce. And Naomi Lefe in the game this morning, 28 of 33. So as you said, Emma coming back with some confidence in the second game. There's a chance for a stumping there, but missed by the Namibian international keeper, Mesli Gorazes. Yeah, it looked like fell out of the gloves.
Oh, that's a bit unfortunate because Rosina Manak was a bit too far down the track there. Elisha Rudolph's probably a bit disappointed in the keeper.
Yeah, the two batters just coming together to have a chat about how they're going to go about their plans in this power play. Beating the bat on the offside again, Elisha Rudolph. Really giving us some fun entertainment over the last day and a half.
I can't wait to see what she brings out when she comes onto bat.
Beating that outside edge again. And Mesli Gorazes is having a bit of a tough time. The change-ups that Elisha Rudolph is bowling with, she's getting quite a lot of bounce variations. And Gorazes is not too sure what's going to come out of the hand. Each one is completely different. Choosing to go down the line of middle stump, crashing into the pads, but not really too interested in appealing for that one.
Rosina Manak came off a fine over from Michaela Edwards, but Elisha Rudolph just started her up and dried them out. But that's what she's in the team for. She's more of, she dries out overs, which is what I think most T20 players need.
Yeah, definitely. She is so good at doing that with all of the change-ups and variations, change of pace, change of everything really. And we'll see the youngster Michaela Edwards return for the second over of her spell. Out here at Irene Country Club, there's a police helicopter circling above us. Potentially looking for something illegal. Beating everything through bat pad and somehow missing the wicket. It's quite close to off stump there. An extra coat of garnish and could have been celebrating.
Like I was saying with Michaela Edwards, she's bowling good lines, so I don't see the need for a deep fine leg. I think I've seen one stray pass down the leg side.
Yeah, she's holding that offside line and beautifully fielded by Mika van Forst at point. Wonderful piece of fielding. She got down to the ball very quickly and threw it in even quicker. A wonderful piece of work by the youngster from the Eastern Storm team. She has moved to a backward point there, as all the players on the offside have taken a step to the left, following Mesli Gorazes' lead. Of course, the keeper can see the angles the best. I often think that a good keeper is the difference between a fielding team that looks good and one that looks like they don't really know where they are.
And it's also good to have an international player behind the stumps. I just wonder if they're chirping a bit.
Yeah,
I think that's one thing women's cricket lacks.
Chirping. I reckon you were a pretty good chirper.
I know, but I think I was an even better fielder that always put me on the boundaries, so I could never chirp from square leg.
Edwards on that off stump line, and it's played out really nicely by Molefe. But Elisha Rudolph out there on that deep mid-wicket boundary collects it for one.
Big arm coming in from Kyle corner.
Yeah, we have seen quite a few decent arms getting the ball in from the boundary within these three teams that are part of this tournament. Goes on middle stump, and there your fine leg is going to come into play, Emma.
Oh, she straight a bit down the leg side, but it's fine.
Yeah, it wasn't too much that the fine leg was there. A bit of a dive from Rosina Manak, but she gets home safely in the end. She almost dived after the ball was in the keeper's dive, so maybe a bit of a trip rather than a dive.
Almost dived on her bat. That would have been a bit unfortunate.
And painful, I think. Yeah, finally got to do a lot of work to cover ground. It was hit quite square. Just pulling out of her run up there, Michaela Edwards. Not comfortable on her landing.
I like to see when bowlers pull out of the run up when they feel a bit awkward, because rather pull out than bowl the ball and have it be a wide or a no ball.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Oh, thick outside edge, and that'll race out to the third man boundary. Third man is in the ring, but excellent work by Sipokukle Masilele, the young 14-year-old, quick across the ground, and she managed to get that in. Took a double there on the last ball of the over. That's the end of the third, 15 without loss.
Yeah, third man definitely had to put the burners on that one because the sun's come out, the field's starting to dry up, the ball's going to move a lot quicker than what we saw the first game. So I think the inner ring fielders, once it's over their heads, they really have to get up and start running.
Deep square leg as well as deep mid wicket. Short 45. Mid wicket, mid on, mid off, extra cover, and point in play for the Eastern Storm off spinner. Oh, she goes hard but finds the fielder at mid wicket. I would like to see Naomi Lefe looking to go straight, trying to access the V as both mid on and mid off are up in the ring. Oh, she goes square of the wicket, and I think that might just be better than going in the V. The ball races out and beats the fielder to the rope, and she doesn't need to go straight if she can pierce the offside field.
But speaking about the going into the V, I think with Elisha Rudolph bowling, it's a bit intimidating because you know she's a smart bowler, and if you do hit her, you're scared for the next ball. This might be the first spinner that might bind through.
You know, she probably could.
No, she probably definitely could.
Oh, looking to go straight, but just lifting the head too soon there.
It was the right shot. But like you said, the head just went up too early.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Adele van Eck really congratulating her team out there. They're doing some good work. Definitely in the game. Oh, hit hard to the cow corner region. Cow needs to do some work, but she misses and is unable to stop it from going over the rope. Naomi Lefe on fire this over.
I think depending on how this power play goes will determine who wins. But right now it's looking pretty even. I think both teams are playing well. The bowling hasn't been too bad. I think a few misfields. But other than that, both the batting and the bowling side are both looking on top of the game.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this is the first time that Elisha Rudolph has really been taken on, where she's been hit for boundaries off balls that have been good, not the bad balls that she rarely bowls. Looking to hit through the covers again.
That one almost spun away from the fielder. I think they should have not been too pleased with that.
Definitely not. Cover point and point, two of the most difficult places to field because of the spinning, turning ball. Aggression from the bowler. Maybe looking to get in the Lions' heads.
And I think Naomi Lefe, she's getting in their heads because she's come off a great game. She's hit their best bowler. So I think the Easterns aren't looking too pleased with the batsmen right now. But we know the Easterns, they don't hold back. We've both played with them. They do like a little chirp every now and then.
Yeah, they definitely do. And that was the end of the fourth over. 8 from it, 23 for no loss. And this power play looking good for the Lions, but not running away from the Easterns team too much, as Mika van Forst into the attack for Eastern Storm. The youngster just bowled 1 over yesterday against the Titans in the reduced over second innings. And there was nothing wrong with her over, really.
I don't remember bowling.
Into the attack with the
Yeah, she
volley
bowls a
from
bit of seam, and she...
As the field stands, you have a deep fine leg and a deep third man. Other than that, everyone's in the ring.
Yeah, the skipper, Kaylee Craig, just helping the youngster, guiding her on her field placings. Nice outside the off-stump line, but it's lofted over extra cover. And the skipper, Kaylee Craig, just collecting that. The Lions get through for one. Rosina Manak really looking for that lofted drive, and it's exciting because it's not one of the shots that's played too often in the women's game, but we've definitely seen it more than a couple of times in the last day and a half.
I think Rosina Manak, she's having the same start as she did in the Titans game. She came out her guns blazing, and she's has put on the show the last 4 overs. The bad balls have gone for boundaries, but I just hope she doesn't end up in that dry spell again when she starts it up. But I don't think she will. I think with Naomi left on the other side, they make a good partnership.
Yeah, I definitely think they do. They complement each other quite nicely, and neither one of them are really forcing anything. Just going through the flow of the bat. And normally if you're just getting a thick outside edge there, so they got through for the single.
I think when you make cricket simple, it becomes easy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful line and length there by Mika van Forst. If she can hold that line and length there, put an extra fielder in the ring on the offside and drop a sweeper out. Bring fine leg up, as you would probably agree with.
I don't see the point in having a fine leg, because now especially we have third man out. Mm-hmm. And even though the wicket has dried...
Oh, skied up. Youngsters underneath it, and she makes the breakthrough. Rosina Manak. That'll be the end of her. Mika van Forst, the wicket taker for the Eastern Storm team. And that's the end of Rosina Manak.
It's unfortunate for her. She was looking on fire. But back to my fine leg point. We have a third man out. The field, as much as the sun is out, it has not tried fast enough for the ball to make it to the boundary. Mika van Forst, as good as she is, she's not a quick bowler. So third man can potentially cover that whole region. And they're bowling quite outside off. So rather just drop the sweeper and protect that boundary. Because now we have Sam Swanepoel coming in. She's a decent player. She has good technique. And she'll just pick it apart every time it's on outside off.
It's almost as if they're setting the field for a bad ball. However, Rosina Manak did do well for her 12 of 13 balls. She came out with quite a lot of intent. We saw a couple of good shots hit over the cover region and another hit over mid-wicket for 4. She did look like she was enjoying her time batting with freedom.
We see a change in the batting lineup compared to this morning. Robin Dormal came out at third. But it's just I want to know the thought process behind the Lions, because yesterday Sam Swanepoel came out at 7. Today, this morning's game, she came out at 4 and now they've dropped her in 3. So I just wonder why. Is it because Robin Dormal hasn't made much runs and they're thinking of putting her in 4?
I would bring Jenna Lilaba up the order. She had a really good game against the Titans this morning. 38 of 26, and against Eastern she scored 16 of 14. So she has been a consistent run scorer for her team, as Mika van Forst just pushes it too far outside the offside.
I 100% agree with that. I think Jenna Libber, she showed class today, and I think to just give her more time to bat, we might look at a potential 50 in the game, and it will be a quick 50, because both times her strike rate has been higher than 100.
Yeah, unless the thought process is to leave her until the end, so that she has the license or in the last 3 or 4 overs to explode fully. That's a good ball there from Mika van Forst. However, if Samantha Swanepoel did get a hold of that, that's going far without protection on the boundary on the offside.
Fine leg is still out for the viewers at home.
Fine leg and third man, the 2 fielders that are out on the boundary in this power play.
But I wonder if after this power play, if Easterns will put out more fielders, because besides having a fine leg...
hit hard and straight, and Kaylee Craig unable to cut that off. And Emma's just doing some fielding work here as she stands up and collects the ball for Easterns. That was struck mightily. Yeah, beautiful cricket shot there by Samantha Swanepoel. If she comes out with shots like that, I really don't mind her batting at 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Been a hidden gem all along.
Yeah, if she keeps her head still and keeps her composure, see ball, hit ball.
But Sam Swanepoel, she is a very clever batsman. You've batted with her, I've batted with her. She doesn't lose a wicket easily. And I think maybe that was their thought process, to rather just keep wickets, because you saw in both previous games they've lost wickets quite early on. And you never want to lose wickets.
Ashley van Wyk into the attack, and first one goes hard down the track and smashes into the non-striker's end wickets. But not a hand on it, I don't think.
Yeah, Sam's the lucky one. I think we've all been out in that way, and it's probably one of the worst things ever.
Yeah, definitely is. Hit hard over long on, and that'll go for a couple of bounces to the boundary. Beats the skipper, Kaylee Craig. Smashes into that IXU sign. That's a wonderful cricket shot, taking advantage of the short pitch delivery. Naomi Lefi, the over pitch delivery, actually it was a full toss, and just pumping it to the boundary.
I think that one just slipped out of Ashley van Wyk's fingers just a bit too early.
Yeah, the length was a bit better, but Naomi Lefi too good. She just pierces the field there. The gap between mid-wicket and mid-on, too big for her, I think, as she pumps that out for another 4. This time flatter than the first.
I wonder if they will bring... Oh yeah, they are. So they've brought deep square in and put on long on, which is smart, although it is setting a field for a bad ball. Because it's nice to sweep a leg spinner, especially if it's over pitched and on the leg side. Much better bowling.
Yeah, I don't really recall Molefi having swept so far this tournament in her first 2 games. She's more powerful when she stays on her feet and hits from the hip.
I think the sweeping's a hockey player shot.
Definitely, and I don't think she does play hockey, but they potentially were setting it for the short ball or the over pitch ball, which she has just done now, and she smashes that out to the square leg reach. It's called a no ball for height, and the next ball will be a free hit.
I think Ashley van Wyk's under a bit of pressure here because her field's getting changed around, and she'll bowl a ball and then the ball get hit there, and it's a bit frustrating as a bowler, especially as a young bowler.
Yeah, but she corrects herself and gets it full on the offside. It's just played softly to extra cover. I would have liked to see Molefi looking to create something on the free hit there.
I think as a captain, what I would do to my leg is that's just gone for a 4. It's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, before the ball was even bowled, she hopped across outside the line of off stump, got herself into a really good position. We're looking at the replay right now. Look how far over she is.
And bowled there.
Yeah, even if she'd left it, she'd been standing on middle, it would have been called a wide. So she really got herself nicely across the off stump and found the gap easily.
I don't know how, we can't see how much the ball's turning from here, but I think as a captaincy point, rather bring deep square in, leave your cow out and put a sweeper out and just bowl in that middle and off stump, because if it does spin, most batsmen are just going to try and cut it, and then you have your sweeper to prevent the boundary. Rather get the single than the boundary.
Yeah, no, for sure. But it's the end of the power play now, so they are allowed more fielders out in the boundary. Putting the usual 4 cover sweeper, as you said,
Fine legs in.
Fine leg is in. Long off, long on, and cow corner. Mikko van Forst to continue. Well bowled. York on that off stump, and they're looking for the sneaky run. It's picked up and a direct hit. That'll be the end of Samantha Swanepoel. She's really frustrated with her partner for calling that run, but she did not slide her bat. So as much as she can complain about the silly run, she can also kick herself, I guess, for not running properly.
Coach is going to be mad about that one because, like you said, you don't slide your bat, you don't have an excuse now. Direct hit, like I said earlier on today, we've seen more of those than I think I've seen catches. I think the fielding coaches will be pleased with their teams.
Yeah, Mesli Gorazi is picking that up in the right hand and having a big throw at the stump. That was excellent work from her. She was quick off the mark to recover that. She knew she was the closest one to the ball. Picked it up quickly and crashed it into the non-striker's end.
Also,
stance.
credits to the keeper. It's not easy to throw the glove on.
No, it's not.
Even the under glove.
And that brings in your number 4, Robin Dormel, to the crease. She hasn't been too successful so far, unable to break anything above 5 runs. She joins her teammate Molefi at the crease.
I hope Robin Dormel can find some form in today's game, because when she gets going, she really is a fun batsman to watch. She entertains, she puts bad balls away, she rotates strike, but the past 2 games she's played, she unfortunately hasn't gone out in the best ways.
Yeah, I think she was a bit unfortunate in the first game against the Easterns team, where she was run out. It was a direct hit. So she will be looking to contribute to her team with the bat. Van Forst, too good. And the ball that was bowled to Samantha Swanepoel, the one that the run out came off of, was a really well placed Yorker. I mean, she's followed that up with a really nice ball, full outside the off stump.
No, it was a great ball, and I think she'll be proud of that. But to just touch on Robin's run out, I think her and Sam can now go and speak about it together after the game.
Yeah, that's a good ball, but it's just seamed away from the right-hander and opens the face. Naomi Molefi chased down hard, but Michaela Edwards unable to stop that from rolling over the rope. And that's 4 more for Naomi Molefi. And it just looks so natural, doesn't it?
No, it's nice to watch her bat. I think it was a bit lazy from the fielder. I think a dive could have been used there. Even if it still went for a 4, at least effort was shown. But she just missed it, unfortunately. But for Naomi Molefi, it was a great shot. It was just so nicely placed. There was no big swing or nothing. It just came right off the bat.
Oh, head over, extra cover. And that's wonderful because it's looking like it's going to bisect the 2 fielders. But the outfield slowing it down. Leandre Bentley collecting that out in the deep.
See if they had a deep fan.
I don't think you're going to drop that one.
No, it just made me so mad.
Yeah, but another lovely shot there from Molefi.
I think we've seen more shots on the offside than we have on the onside today.
Yeah, definitely in this game.
But the lines and lengths have been great, so...
Tight on that off stump line. Yeah, a bit of movement in the air and seam away from the right-hander. Mika van Forst definitely one to look out for in the future. Was it a slower ball?
I don't think so, but I think that small little movement in the air is worse than facing like a meter movement in the air. Because it just changes last second, and that's how a lot of people, especially women's cricket, because we don't have much swing in women's cricket, and that's how a lot of us tend to go out against swing bowlers.
Persisting on that 4th stump line, and this time Molefi finds the field at point. 51 for 2 after 7, and we did miss that 50 mark, but really decent from the lines.
So Jenna, who do you think took that power play? A bit of both, or?
Yeah, I think the wicket helped Easterns. Simply because Samantha Swanepoel hit that really good shot nicely down the ground. But yeah, I do think Lions have come out with a lot of intent, more than we've seen from them so far this tournament. So that is exciting to see. And this is their 2nd game of the day, so it's nice to see that they've warmed up a little bit and that they're coming out with the right mindset. So I think to answer your question, I would say the Lions, as long as they can continue this. Yeah, Leandre Bentley in for Eastern Storm. It's short and wide outside the off stump. A dive by Van Forst to the left, and the cover sweeper runs around to collect it. She does. That's very good work there out in the deep.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. Like you said, I think the Lions didn't have a great game this morning, but they came back in the end. And Naomi Malefe, she's 32 of 27. She's looking in immense form. Robin Dormal, hopefully she can perform today. She had a great shot right now through cover and point. So hopefully she can get something out of it in the end.
It's that hard out to the cover sweeper region. She'll get one from it. I think the previous one that she hits into that to that point field, they had to move quite a bit to her right, so there was the potential for the quick single, but Molefe was ready. Robin Dormal sent it back.
Robin Dormal's not the youngest in the team.
Played really well around the corner, off the legs by Molefe, and they skipped through for one.
Much better from the Lions. I think today, in the earlier game, they wouldn't have taken that as a single. So they really did go back during this break and they spoke about it. And now they are playing 10 times better than they were this morning.
Yeah, just played into that leg side. Risky single, but in the end successful. As Michaela Edwards a little bit slow, a little bit on the back foot there at mid-wicket. She's quite deep. She's standing on the ring. She needs to walk in a little bit harder, I think, and that will prevent the single.
Yeah, because we have Kyle Corner out there to prevent the boundary, so she should, like you said, push in rather prevent the single.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the end of the 8th over. 56 for 2. As Molefe just tying her shoelace there. She's been running too much, running out of her shoes.
I'm very superstitious about that. I think if my shoelace gets untied in the middle, I'm going to go out. It's bad luck.
I don't know if we should really say that. Feels like a jinx to me.
No, man, she's going to need a 6 now.
Yeah. Double bluff. Ashley van Wyk changing sides, this time from the clubhouse end. And she's setting out cow corner deep square. And she'll be bowling looking...
She has her sweeper out. Smart choice by the captain. Long on's come into mid on.
Yeah, and long off. Kaylee Craig out on the boundary. So Robin Dormal, lots of options all around to get easy singles.
It's a strange field set because we know Robin's a very leg side dominated player, and to have your mid on up.
Yeah, the boundary option is definitely over mid on for Robin. We know she can, she's a powerful player. Tossed up and full toss, but she'll hit that straight out to Alicia Rudolph, who has a very good arm from the outfield, so the chance to take a second run for the arm was never really in question.
I was just going to say, you see go to Alicia, you know you're staying for one.
Yeah. Goes up, but Kaylee Craig won't get to it in time. One bounce to the field, they get through just for the one. And I would like to see them try and break this partnership. I think the extra 3 runs might be worth it for a chance at the catch. Hit hard, but
yeah, as a captain, you want to see your players take that, and it's a bit condescending that Kaylee is the captain. But I'd rather try for the effort and let the 4 go past or make up a 3 in our batting. High risk, high reward.
Yeah, for sure. Hit really hard into the covers, and Pumilelo Mashlowane puts a knee out there. That must have crunched into the leg.
She's also going back to the hotel with a nice pack.
Yeah, that was hit really hard, and she did well to get body behind it for sure. 4.
Ashley's very proud about that.
Hit hard over Kyle Corner, and that'll go all the way. Nayo Molefe with a maximum to her name. She picked that up. It was in the arc, and she made sure it went for as many as it could.
And I called it the previous over. Said she's going to need a 6.
She should have her laces untied more often.
Robin must start untying them for her. No, but it was a crack of a shot.
Yeah, Van Wyk just finding a nice line outside the off stump. To bring about the dot for the end of the over, the end of the 9th, 65 for 2. Robin Dormal on 6 off 7 And Naomi Molefe just 10 away from that half century of just 32 balls, so well over 100 strike rate. And she really is showing why she was the under-16 player of the tournament at the under-16 2023 National Week.
Great batting from Naomi Molefe. I really hope she gets a half century. I think for the young players to come into a tournament like this and just perform in the way she has, she'll walk off this field with her head held high. Even the previous game she did so well, and I think she should be proud of that.
Leandre Bentley to continue. There's a chance at a catch. The youngster Mika van Forst with a big dive to her right, and had she held on to that, that would have been a spectacular take.
I think Robin's a bit disappointed in herself there because we know she hasn't had the greatest tournament, and I think if she had gone out on that one, I don't think she would have come back on the field.
Rough, but okay. Leandre Bentley just pulling out of that one. Molefe not ready for her yet. She's looking for another maximum. Yeah, she leans back, allows it to bounce and come up to hip height before it goes out to Rudolph on the boundary. Just one bounce to her.
And it's so nice to watch Naomi Molefe bat because she doesn't swing at everything. Like, she just played that in the gap. Let her take the single instead of trying to swing for the ropes and make it a four. Which is clever batting from the under-16.
Yeah, Robin Dormal just trying to go too hard there. And instead of timing it and trying to loft it over mid-off, she tried to go too hard and pulled it across the line out to long on. I really am liking the way Molefe is using the crease. She's jumping off to the offside, just over off stump on that off stump line. And it's giving her more access to both sides of the field. When it's outside the off stump, closer to the ball to hit with a straight bat. And when it's straighter, giving her space on the leg side. Hit hard by Dormal, and that'll bisect the fielders. And those are the boundaries you have been wanting to see from Dormal. So, yeah, a cracker of a shot.
It's also, I always say when you get dropped, you always just come back, and it's always that one person you get dropped and they go and score 100. I think if Robin can pull off scoring 100, whew.
Yeah, she's definitely capable of it. After her 2-year break from cricket, she was called up into this Lions emerging team quite quickly, and she's just shown that she's capable of not only muscling the ball to the boundary, but rotating the strike with elegance, and she just tickled that off. That's the end of 10 overs. We'll have a double change. It's Karen Smithies and Ken Borland will take over from us.
We are always thinking of new ways to make our systems smarter, easier, and faster. And while we drive innovation, we still believe in the value of face-to-face. Meeting you around your table, getting to know your business, challenges, and ambitions, and finding personalized solutions. John Deere Financial provides personalized financial solutions so life can leap forward every season.
The Country Club, where DP World Lions are batting rather well against the Eastern Storm. That's very nicely clipped off of pads by Robin Dormal, down to long on for a single. And it's a great privilege to welcome on commentary next to me Karen Smithies, former England World Cup winning captain, someone who's been an immense contributor to the women's game in South Africa, but also the success of the Titans men's team. Michaela Edwards in, lovely straight hit, is long off in business here. Oh, once again.
Some nice striking going on here, Kenny.
There is. Neil Molefe,
yes,
I guess,
impressive, yeah.
She nearly ran herself out second ball of her innings. She was then involved in the run out of Samantha Sonnepoel, but maybe she feels she owes the team some runs. She's batting beautifully, and that's a beautiful hit by Dormal, and it bounces over long on for 4.
Yeah, another beautiful strike there by Robin Dormal. She quickly goes on at 18 from 13 balls.
So we saw the scores earlier today. The Lions only managed to make 118 for 4 in their 20 overs against the Titans. In the other completed innings yesterday, it's nicely cut away. Short third man can't cut it off initially, and it's going to be 2 more to Dormel. Easton's yesterday morning made 131 in their 20 overs. What are we looking at for the Lions here? They're 82 for 2 just after halfway.
Well, if these two continue, Kenny, I think 140, around 140, that should be on the cards. Already 8 off this over, this 11th over.
So that's wayward
would have been
delivery, nicely tucked away by Dormel for 4 more.
Yeah, going back to Neo Malefe, I think the way she's playing, she's hitting beautifully down the ground. She just looks to have time, doesn't she, at the crease?
And let us just remind you that she's only under 16.
Yeah.
So she looks a very, very bright talent to me as well, really. She's got timing. As you say, she's got time as well, Karen. Bottom edged. Look wide from Edwards. But that will end the 11th over, 86 for 2. And the weather's also perked up quite a bit from the gloomy overcast start this morning, where there was a bit of swing on hand for the bowlers, which was nice to see. Well, it's a lot more blue sky now, and it's heated up quite a bit as well. Important game this for the Lions, Aaron, after back-to-back losses. If they're going to,
yeah, well, they've got to win, so it's no other choice.
Exactly.
They've started well.
If we had a commentary cam here, you would see there's a broad smile on Karen Smithy's face. I'll tell you about that after this delivery from Bentley to Neo Malefe.
Just altering the field there with mid-off coming back into the ring.
Playing across the line there, Malefe. Very well flighted delivery. Maybe a leg by. Fancy, is the umpire going to...
Nope.
Must have got a scratch on it.
It must have.
So the Titans are sitting handsomely on top of the log at the moment with 2 bonus point wins.
Yeah, we'll take that, Kenny.
Straight up in the air, but over the wicketkeeper, in fact. Bit of fortune for Dormel.
Trying to sweep it on the onside. Taking it outside off stump, actually, to do that.
It was a bit of an ambitious attempt at a sweep, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now stepping outside off stump. And that's clever batting by Neo Malefe. She's got it away past the short fine leg. Oh, I fancy the fielder has touched the boundary there with the ball in her hand. Let's see what the umpires say. She's going to get the benefit of the doubt. I think the replay might show that she's very fortunate. Oh no, she was
It was
clear.
a very good effort, Kenny, yeah.
Great effort and excellent decision.
Yeah, that's a
And
well...
Malefe might be in trouble. Because Harris has got 1 run out already. This innings in that fashion, and now they're overthrows. Malefe's dropped her bat.
Yeah, it's a risky single, but one to take, I think, Kenny, at this stage.
Yeah, they do need to start cracking on. Perhaps a bit guilty of that in their previous match, where they also had a good start to the innings, but then the run rate rather declined rather than accelerated. Nicely hit again by Malefe. Sweet timing. Deep backward square field there.
Yeah, there seemed to be, I think, a little bit earlier that it was either a boundary or very little opportunity to rotate the strike, which I think is important even in a T20. The Titans were bowling a nice tight line, and the Lions really were having trouble getting it away, but much better this afternoon, I think. They've learned from that.
Yeah, end of the over, 12 gone, 93 for 2. A lot of teams get that wrong in T20, don't they? A lot of batting lineups. That T20 is definitely not just about hitting boundaries. They're important, sure, but it's also the balls in between that are really vital, getting those ones and twos.
Yeah. And the bowlers are allowed to bowl good balls, right, Kenny? It's not always a batsman's game.
Absolutely, and I think those are the best batters, the ones who are able to still score off a good ball, still get a 1 or 2. That's very demoralising for any bowler, you know, if they keep putting your best balls away for a 1.
Yeah.
It does get frustrating.
Yeah, it makes the bowler think, doesn't it, as well. And Malefi in the last over, you know, she tried to improvise with an outside the line of off stump to give herself room to play on the leg side. So she's giving the bowler something to think about.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, you go for 4 singles in your over. It's not a bad over, but I'm pretty sure as a bowler, you do start thinking about doing something different. So, Michaela van Voorst is continuing her 3rd over. Bit of waist swing there, but nicely clipped off the pads by Neil Malefe, and that's her 50 off just 40 deliveries. Karen Smith is what a bright prospect she seems.
It's a really well played 50, isn't it? Off 40 deliveries. It's the second of the tournament, so she's in good form. She was in good form in the under-16 tournament, picking up 2 big centuries in that tournament. So a prospect indeed.
Yeah, 175 not out.
Yeah.
In the one game, that takes some doing in a 50 over contest.
And I tell you what, that clip off the leg side earlier for a huge 6 down there deep mid wicket was a shot.
Well,
it really was a well played shot.
It drew a one-man standing ovation from me. People might not have noticed, but it was that was a superb shot. I mean that and Mokolong Mapangula's 6 yesterday.
Yeah, similar.
Will live in my memory. 2 absolutely fantastic strikes. That's nicely put away through the covers. It's going to beat the cover sweeper. Very well struck by Dormel, and she gets a boundary as well.
And good placement as well. The boundary field is set there. Really just had to run around 10 metres, but it is well struck. Didn't really get close to it.
Yeah, it went like a bullet. Fantastic shot by Dormel. She goes to 25 now of 19 balls. It's a decent delivery from Van Voorst.
Nice shape there. But yeah, the way that Malefi has constructed the innings, I think, for a 16-year-old, well, wish I could say that, but I did that when I was 16, Kenny.
Yeah, it has been exceptional. And that's going to be 1 to short third man. So
I'm just mesmerised by these fields. I spoke about it earlier on the leg side in particular, where a lot of shots do go in that area to force the pace, but there's huge gaps over on that side of the field, which is not really, they go for the big shot still and not really use that space.
That's possibly a little bit of what you're talking about there, Karen. Just a little bunt through mid-wicket. I think 2 runs, maybe
a little
almost
deft touch there, yes.
Yeah,
A little deft touch, more square, possibly where the gap is. There's an easy 2.
And then you do that a few times and it starts manipulating the field and captains start getting tetchy and moving people around. That's the 100 up, and it's also the end of the 13th over, 100 for 2.
So, Ken, we have 7 overs to go. 5 is your minimum, I guess.
Yeah.
Even 6 is your minimum.
I would like to see the Lions really capitalise on the strong position. They've got 2 set batters. Surely 150 is
150,
a minimum.
yeah, for sure.
Let's push 160. Let's see if we can get to 170. I would be saying. That's a nice sweep shot by Malefe. Were you a big fan of the sweep shot, Kaz?
No, I wasn't.
Really, I'm an
Yes.
inveterate sweeper. I love it. Never a bad time for a sweep. Well, I suppose there are some.
Being short in stature, as we both kind of are, I guess, Kenny. My favourite shot was on the back foot, the cut and the pull. And
That's nicely worked. through.
There we
wicket
go,
by
and they should
Dormal.
push for
This
two.
could be two.
No, slipped.
Yeah, a pity there. Yeah, Dormal just slipping at the non-striker's end.
But that's what I would like to see, that kind of urgency and putting that pressure onto the fielder.
Exactly, and we have seen misfields happen
Yep.
when the fielders are very aware that the batters are thinking of a second to them. Beautifully flighted by Bentley, but Molefi's eye is in now, good and proper.
Three runs off the over so far, 3 singles.
Easterns will take that.
Yep. Bentley into a 4th over.
She's been a very good bowler this whole tournament. She's bowled very tidily for Easterns. And lofted over mid-off. Super shot by Dormal, and that's 4 more runs.
Yeah, that's a great shot there by Dormal. Waited for it, in control all the time. Placed it over that inner ring.
Didn't try
Actually
to
moved her
overhit
feet
it.
to it. No, she didn't. She just placed it.
Yeah. Sweet timing, and mid-off is now going to drop back.
And the square leg, the deep square legs coming in to the umpire, up by the umpire, close to. Now comes out the sweep shot, Kenny.
Step
Oops.
across. Well, it's almost a sweep. It's 4 runs. That's all that matters. Very good batting by Dormal. And the Lions are now on Nelson. 111 for 2.
The 1-1-1. Is it David Shepherd? The umpire?
Yes, famous
Yes.
Gloucestershire man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see
Player,
him now.
umpire.
Standing on the one leg.
Yes, hopping up and down, getting more and more red-faced the longer the team stayed on 1-1-1. And that's hit straight to square leg. She just preempted that stroke a little bit. It was over pitched outside or stump. If she had stayed where she was, she could have probably driven that through the covers for 4.
Yeah, she was looking for that gap. The fielder had just come into that position a couple of balls before.
I hope she had noticed that.
She pulled it way outside off stump. Unfortunately, didn't get no contact in it whatsoever. And Mashiwani was the catcher there at square leg.
So a very good hand by Robin Dormal. 39 off 26 balls with 6 fours. And very happy to see Faye Cowling coming to the wicket. She missed the game this morning due to the injury she suffered yesterday. And Nelson has struck.
Yes,
Darren.
I was about to say, Kenny, Nelson has done the job again.
Whose feet were
Alive
not,
and kicking.
whose
Huh?
feet were not on the ground?
Probably both of us, actually.
No, mine are very definitely. I'm working my core strength here, keeping my feet in the air. Let's hope this is not a India at Newland situation and they lose 6 wickets for no run.
Unbelievable,
Or we have
right?
6 overs for no run or something.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
Still can't believe, actually, 6 wickets for no runs. 153 for 4.
It just shows you that cricket sometimes can be the most utterly remarkable game.
The most stupid game on earth, yes.
Absolutely. So,
But the game we all love.
well, I think that's why we love it because you've been in the game a long time, Karen, and I'm sure there are new things that you see
No,
every
for sure.
time you watch a game of cricket.
I wish I played a lot more Test cricket actually. Quite a few ODIs, but obviously no T20 cricket. But times have changed a lot, Kenny, since then.
Goodness, I mean, imagine if there was a WPL in your day.
Yes.
Has he?
Yeah, no.
Bit
it's-
of an
wow.
all-round option, bowl a bit.
Wow, what an opportunity. Of which there is out there for these girls now, with the professionalism coming into play now in South Africa.
So it's Masilela who's put away high over mid-wicket by Neo Malefe, and over the boundary it goes. Well, we talk about opportunities for young women. Neo Malefe is surely someone who we're going to hear a lot more about in the coming years.
She's putting her hand up, that's for sure. She's getting shortish delivery, but just really stayed in her crease and used her arms and powered it to the square leg boundary.
she's clearly got a very good eye, and I do love her combination of power. She's obviously got, but she's also a very nice timer of the ball as well there.
Yeah, she seems to be finding the middle of the bat with ease.
Oh, stuck in the pads. I fancy maybe just going down leg.
Playing across the line there, Kenny. Trying to find those gaps on the leg side.
Well, Effie, we saw yesterday, she's not scared to back herself and walk across the stumps and play across it. Nicely driven down the ground. Masalela bowling a nice fullish length. She's diminutive, but she certainly comes tearing into the crease.
Does.
There's a lot of purpose in that runner.
Cowling came in number 4 yesterday's game.
Certainly higher up
Into
than
the 20s.
Today. Yeah.
Nicely bowled.
Yeah, that's a good delivery. There's still a little bit of shape out there, isn't there?
For
There's,
sure.
Definitely more today than yesterday.
So they're using the IXU balls. Obviously, they're used to playing with the cooker regulation in the domestic program.
Slightly leading edge out to long on for a single. Cowling gets off the mark. Do they play often with the IXU balls?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's all Kookaburra regulation. Yeah, play internationals Kookaburra turf, but domestic level the regulation.
So interesting to see how these IXU balls behave. Nicely hit away by Malefe. They've got a cow corner, and again the bounce has beaten the Easterns fielder. Oh, she came rushing in, as you do, I guess. Couldn't get to the catch, nowhere near it.
Again,
and it bounced over her head.
Nicely struck there off the ledge side, just stood her ground again, used the power, and unfortunately tried to come in to make it into a catch, but didn't get there and bounced in front of her and over the top of her.
So that ends the over. 121 for 3 after 15 overs. Malefe is going great guns on 62 off 47 deliveries. So, Kaz, you're saying these XU balls do a bit more than the Kookaburra?
Not necessarily so. The girls were saying, actually the Titans girls, that it's quite in a heavier ball.
Okay.
It's quite hard. And I'm not so sure of the pronouncement of the seam, whether that makes a difference to them, but they did find it a little different to what they used to.
Yeah, always nice to see something slightly different in cricket.
I was always used to
Something
the boomerang of the Dukes and the Readers.
That's always a very big adaptation for teams going to England. Swings a lot even after it passes the bat.
Yeah.
So
What a great tournament this is, Kenny?
It's been 1.5 fantastic days. It really has. Wonderful venue. We've seen some great cricket, and just fantastic to see so much young talent
Unbelievable.
doing well, and I think the quality of cricket's been high, and it's just been a wonderful setup here. So really great congratulations to the Titans Cricket Union and John Deere, the title sponsors, and all those other.
Yeah, it's credit to those sponsors that are coming into the women's game as well, Kenny. Always reluctant, I guess, in the past, just because of, the lack of viewership, I guess they would get. But it's nice to see the sponsors now seeing a product on its own. I think that women's cricket could become a real feature in South Africa.
Van Voorst starts after a switch of ends with a good delivery of that. Yeah, I mean, women's sport is the fastest growing commodity. I'm not sure it's the right word, but it's the fastest growing part of sport globally, and certainly women's cricket in particular is really taking off as Van Voorst is not cleared for takeoff. She goes back to her mark. Yeah, and fantastic to see, and I think it's just going to grow from strength to strength with the professionalisation of the women's game now in South Africa. Swing and a miss. Was there some half-hearted appealing there?
More importantly, I guess, a dot ball.
2 dots to start the 16th
Yeah.
over. That's very good bowling by Van Voorst.
Yeah, and I think with the professionalism, they've got their own S&Cs now in Division 1, you know, their own physiotherapist. And even already, Kenny, in the 3 or 4 months it's been there, it's made a difference already.
Nicely chopped away by Cowling through the covers for 1. Yeah, I just know from the example of your sister organisation, the Blue Bulls Rugby Union, also from Pretoria. Last season they put in place the first professional women's side in South Africa. High full toss, hammered away by Molefe. Is this going to be a no ball for height as well, I wonder?
I don't think there's a signal, but it was a full toss, angling down the leg side. Well dispatched. She's not going to miss out on that. She's on 66 now, moves it to 66. So she's set, her eyes in, and she's looking forward to these last few overs of the innings.
Yeah, I suppose a little surprised that there wasn't protection behind square on the leg side on the boundary. The 4 boundary fielders are at on the cover field, on the cover fence, long off, long on, and a cow corner. I suppose you'd have to sacrifice your long off, I suppose, if you wanted someone behind square.
If you're going to produce those kind of deliveries, you've got to bring somebody up from straight.
Yeah, never a fan of setting fields for bad balls. So
For sure.
I guess leave the field as it is. Yeah, so the Blue Bulls team, as soon as they went professional, within a month or two, from generally finishing kind of third in South Africa in the women's competition, they became just absolutely dominant, winning games by 100 points, went through the season unbeaten, and that's what professionalisation brings. Nicely hit again by Molefe. She's found the gap between Cow Corner and Long On. That should have been 2, surely.
Yeah, you can actually see a setup there as well, Kenny. Molefe, bowler was walking in, she was giving herself that room outside the off stump, edging towards there, obviously identifying that gap on the leg side. But yeah, the urgency in that single, the first run is not really there. And maybe that's through, I don't know, like tiredness maybe. She's been out there for quite some time.
Yeah, and it's her second game today. And she's already been at the crease for quite a long time in this tournament, so maybe we're being a little bit hard on her. As I think Elisha Rudolph looks like she's going to come on to bowl.
Yep, she's coming on for a third over. Good tight 2 overs, just going for the 9 runs.
Yeah, she's been very good all through the tournament as well with the ball. And has had some success with the bat up top. Looks a very handy cricketer. So she'll be bowling to Molefe on 67. Quicker delivery and just squeeze to short third man, no run. She throws in a few various bowling actions as well. She's a tricky customer, Rudolph.
Keeps you guessing.
Yeah.
Found the fielder, neatly struck, couldn't find the gap. Again, first 2 balls of the over, 2 dot balls. But Kenny, 4 overs to go. 28, 7 and over, minimum, I would say, with 3 wickets down.
Yeah, I think if the Lions don't get to 150, they're going to be very disappointed. And so they should be.
Okay, it's a change in the field again. Extra cover's gone back on the boundary, and now fielder that was on the boundary coming into the point region, into the ring, on the offside.
Over the bowler's head. Long off rather, quite nice and straight. So just a single. We saw Easton's scored 131 against the Lions yesterday morning. Slapped to the deep extra cover.
A quicker delivery there from Rudolph.
Do you think the batting conditions have eased a bit? Do you think a bit easier batting this afternoon?
No, for sure. Tricky earlier on with that cloud cover. Probably a bit of moisture around also. Good toss to win by Fidelity Titans.
No, that's definitely not going to be LBW. Malefi will be upset that she didn't put it away, in fact.
Yeah, change of angle there from the bowler.
Yeah, she loves mixing things up, does Lisa Rudolph. Even when things are going well, she'll... but I guess that's the nature of T20 as well. You don't want the batter to get too settled. That's been mistimed. Too long off. Yeah, they're struggling to find the handle there a bit. No
But a good
damage
over.
done.
Nonetheless, just 3 runs from it.
Very good over for the 17th. 130 for 3. And, interesting to see who... Michaela Edwards has got an over left. Rudolph has got an over left. Van Voorst has bowled out 4 overs. 1 for 26. Very tidy from her. Ashley van Wyk, the leg spinner, I don't think we'll see any more of her. 2 overs for 24. And Bentley has bowled out 4 overs, 1 for 32. Tidy. Sipakukle Masalela, 1 over for 10. So with 3 overs remaining, I fancy it's going to be... Well, they're going to need to make up 1 over, in fact. Edwards and Rudolph can only take care of 2 of them. So
Yes, Masalela coming back into the attack. Expensive first over, going for 10. So she'll want to improve on that.
yeah, Lions will certainly be targeting another double figure over off her. Again, I think just sliding down leg side.
Quite a hustly bustly action
Yes.
coming to the crease, hasn't she?
Very, very busy, yeah. And she's even running back to her mark now.
Yeah.
She's clearly got boundless energy.
Seems to have a bit of arms and legs all over the place there for a moment.
I'm going to mention a name who it reminds me of, and I'm sure you're going to guess. One of your lads, who does she remind you a little bit of the bowling action?
One of my boys.
Nicely hit over cover by Malefe. Cover sweeper gets across though, and they're back for 2.
The one that bowls off the wrong foot, right?
Yes. Producer Leo Bono got it.
Not me. High. Backpedaling goes long off. She can't take the catch. And it would have been a really spectacular effort if she had held the catch. It's gone for 6. But again, what a great shot. It's in there, it's up in the hitting area where she wants it to be. Didn't really move again. Those big arms came through and really never got under the position to take the catch.
I think she would have had to have been the other side of the
Side of the
boundary,
boundary,
to
yeah.
be fair, to
Yeah.
take that. That was another mighty hit by Nao Malefe. Again, stepping outside or stud, but that, I was going to say, is going to be closer, and in fact it is LBW. Nice and full from Masalela. She would have seen Malefe waiting outside off stump, and she did exactly the right thing. Very full and very straight.
Yeah, there was all that opportunity, wasn't there, Kenny? If she's going to move across that much, continue to do that, and just the straight ball, you miss it, they hit.
Yeah, I guess the coach will be saying, maybe just go a little bit later.
Yeah.
But I suppose there are times when you move early to mess with the bowler's mind. But a fabulous innings by Nao Malefe, as she is congratulated by teammates and opponents both. She's gone for 77 or 59 deliveries with 9 4s and 2 6s. What a young talent we've seen here today.
Yeah, a spectacular knock there from the youngster. It's a pity she couldn't go on and stand out these last couple of overs. She could have got somewhere near a century. She was really batting that well, but she's done a job for her team. She's set them up nicely. But yes, Kenny, a talent to watch out for, that's for sure.
Yeah, and whatever happens in these last 14 deliveries, Easterns are going to be chasing a challenging target. I think 138 for 4 already. The successful Masalela continues. That's slanting down the leg side and will be wide. She just falls away maybe a little bit in her action, pushes it down the leg side. And Jenna Luba is the new batter. No respite for Easterns, I would suggest. Or Masalela struck her on the pad. I think that's quite close, actually. Maybe the umpire thinks it's missing
that
leg.
Must be close.
That's not missing by much.
Yeah, Jenny Luba played a really nice partnership in the earlier game today with Letabi Bidley.
Nice and straight by Cowling. Straight down the ground for 4.
Beautiful strike. It's tall. Tall player, use those levers.
One hates to compare young players with established stars, but there's a little bit of the law of Wolfart about it, just the physical dimensions, I guess. Similar style player.
Yeah, for sure. You know, as tall player, you'll have those, your front foot will come into play, your levers, long levers. So yeah, I guess the cover drive, the drive through the offside would be on for her. Some interviews taking place there, Kenny, with Supersport.
Yeah, great to have their support of this tournament. They were here yesterday as well. They'll be tomorrow for the final day, where it looks like the other 2 teams will be chasing the Titans, trying to overtake them on that log. 10 points from 2 matches the hosts have secured so far. Kayla Edwards continues, just chipped. A couple of bounces to long off.
And just a single. Score now on up to 144, so of 145. So the 150 definitely on. Maybe look into the 160 mark.
Yeah, big finish. Who knows where the Lions will end up here. Cowling again nicely down the ground to long off. We saw Jenna Luba really hit the ball very powerfully this morning. So if she gets going quickly, pretty much anything's possible.
She's also a 16-year-old, Ken.
Another really great talent. It's a nicely played. Oh, the misfielded cover. That's going to frustrate Easterns. That's the easy single. Yeah, Luba scored 38 of just 26 balls this morning, 2 4s and 2 6s, together with Letabo Bidley, who made 21 not out of 24 balls. They really gave the Lions innings a big finish. Swinging across the line, the appeal from long on rather.
A scrambled through to the single, but good awareness. They've come back for the second.
Very good running there for 2 leg byes. Yeah, that great partnership between Luba and Bidley wasn't enough though. However, and one just feels the Lions have learned from that mistake and they've pushed a little bit harder a little bit earlier. Nicely chipped, straight down the ground. Oh no, just evaded long off.
Beautifully driven down the ground, straight. 2 fielders there on the boundary. Didn't have to move that far, but it was well struck again and pierced the gap.
Yeah, it was a testing save on the boundary, bouncing a little bit awkwardly, and she got the body behind it, but unfortunately it squirmed through as that one goes through to the wicketkeeper to end the over. So 9 runs off the over, and it's 153 for 4 with just the final over remaining now.
Yeah, there's Leseho from Supersport. Interviewing the hero so far of this innings.
Yeah, Lesego really loves her cricket. She's often around at the stadiums, at the domestic matches.
Actually spent some time with Kimberly recently with the Pretoria T20s against Bangladesh. But yeah, she loves the game, doesn't she? She's always talking about it.
Yeah, she's a great passion and enthusiasm for the game, and a great broadcaster. Right, so Lacey Rudolph is going to bowl the final over. She did that in one of the games yesterday to good effect, bowled a very tidy over.
Switching ends.
She switches up everything, doesn't she? She loves change. A little bit short and down the leg side. This might be 4 byes or in fact 5 wides probably. Yeah, it goes over the boundary. It is. That's going to be 5 runs off the first ball of the over.
It's not a good start.
Ooh, no.
Umpire showing there the wides. Looks like she was trying a leggy there, Ken.
Sometimes you can try a bit too much, can't you?
Correct,
There
yeah,
are
you can.
times.
Back to the normal delivery.
They're going to get 1 off it, but it was nicely flighted by Rudolph, and you could see the batter was uncertain to whether to come forward or not. Ended up just bunting it off the back foot. Nothing uncertain about that stroke from Faye Cowling. Heave to cow corner. And a little misfield. Easy 2 runs.
Yeah, good contact again from Cowlin.
Yeah, she's gone to 14 off 12 balls, so it's a good little cameo from her at the end here.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the strike rates actually, Kenny. You know, they're always about that 100 strike rate. To work on, yes, but there is a foundation there.
Yeah, the confidence of youth. It's not the quickest pitch either. And again, down towards the long on area.
Yeah, moving down the wicket on this occasion.
So 3 balls left, 162. Can they get to 170? Maybe. It's a lovely straight hit by Lubba. And the dive is in vain. So 4 to Lubba.
Beautiful straight drive again there by Lubba. Again, that fielder was down there, deep mid-off, but couldn't get to it. Straight as an arrow.
I'm not sure if it was you who I was chatting to a little while ago about how they want to encourage more hitting straight down the ground in women's cricket. Beautifully hit again, straight down the ground by Lubba. Oh, she's so good there. That's 4 more.
Yeah, same again. Didn't really quite get as good a contact as the ball before, but good enough to take it to the boundary. This is becoming now a very expensive over.
8 off it already. 2 balls remaining. How will Rudolph respond? Flatter. And belted hard. Good bit of fielding there by Masilele. And just a single to end the over and the innings. The DP World Lions have posted a very respectable 171 for 4. Faye Cowling ends on 15 off 13 balls and Jenna Lubba 12 off 7. Cass, your impressions of that innings? Good score, competitive total?
Yeah, no, I think that's a very competitive total. 18 actually coming off that last over. So that was a big plus for the Lions to finish with the momentum there. But I guess the story of the day for their innings was Neo Malefe. The innings that she played really gave the foundation and set this total up. A very challenging total for Easterns to chase.
Yeah, fantastic effort by Neo Malefe again. 77 off 59 balls by her, and it's going to be a testing chase for Eastern. So apart from Malefe, 77 or 59 balls, Rizana Manaka, opening partner, got a runner ball 13. Samantha Sonapul was run out for 4. Robin Durmale has looked good in 2 short stays at the wicket earlier in this tournament. Today she cashed in 39 off 26 balls, and then there was that good finish by Cowling and Lubber, 15 and 12 not out respectively. And just looking at the bowling figures, Michaela Edwards 4 overs, none for 33. Elisa Rudolph, despite that expensive last over, only conceded 30 from her 4 overs. Mika van Fust, probably the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 1 for 26. Ashley van Wyk, 24 of 2 overs. Leandra Bentley, 4 overs, 1 for 32, another good showing by the spinner. And Sipa Kutle Masalela bowled 2 overs, got the wicket of Malefe and conceded 23 runs. Kaz, just to close off, how should Easterns go about chasing down this testing target?
Well, they've got to have a good start, that's for sure. The power play, I think, will be key for them, and not losing too many wickets. I think that's going to be imperative for them. But also keeping up with that run rate. They've got to go really at the get-go from around 8 and over. And as you know as well as I, Kenny, 2 or 3 overs and, only scoring off of that, quickly the run rate goes up beyond 9 plus. So that's something that they have to watch out for. But I think there'll be a contest, a good contest there. Easterns, obviously, they put a win on the board yesterday, so they were keen to replicate that. But yeah, looking forward to the challenge.
Should be a fantastic chase. Do join us in 10 or so minutes for that excitement.
We are always thinking of new ways to make our systems smarter, easier and faster. And while we drive innovation, we still believe in the value of face-to-face. Meeting you around your table. Getting to know your business, challenges and ambitions. And finding personalized solutions. John Deere Financial provides personalized financial solutions so life can leap forward every season.
Good afternoon and welcome to the second innings of this DP World Lions against Eastern Storm. Eastern Storm won the toss and elected to bowl first, and the DP World Lions set 171 for 4 in their allotted 20. So the Eastern Storm have a mammoth task ahead of them. But to start off defending the runs, Elena Kusuda-ne from Japan. So right arm over the wicket, and it's clipped out to the offside. Looking for the one with the soft hands, but unable to get it in the end. Pumulelo Mashluwane and Alicia Rudolph opening the batting for Easterns.
Good afternoon, Jenna. Looking forward to this chase. I think a lot rests on the shoulders of Rudolph. She's had 2 good innings so far in the competition.
Bit of a leading edge there by Mashluwane, and shy at the non-striker's end, but the backup is non-existent and it goes out to the deep. They end up taking 3 runs from it, so the risk was definitely worth the reward.
Yeah, what was a tight single actually became 3 runs. No backing up there whatsoever from the shy at the stumps.
It was a big throw from the youngster, Leonie Swanepoel, at mid-off. And just to touch on Alicia Rudolph after this ball, and that's the end of her. She'll be really disappointed with that, but the Japanese international, Elena Kusuda-ne, who has gone from strength to strength so far this tournament, comes through with an early breakthrough and the crucial wicket of Alicia Rudolph.
Yeah, that's a wonderful wicket to pick up in the first over. The 3rd ball of the innings, the one that they wanted.
Yeah, definitely, and she smacks her pad in disappointment. She'll be
Really looking to play all around that delivery. Missed the straight one.
Yeah, that is the worst feeling. She lifted her head up too soon, tried to hit it too hard and missed it completely. But into the crease comes Thelma Mukubula. And she had a toughish time in the first game against the Lions. She scored 11 of 10, so good strike rate, but she sat on the bench for the game this morning against, yesterday afternoon, against the Titans. Lots of energy out in the middle by the young team in yellow. I'll be very pleased with that early breakthrough. The Eastern Storm will have to graft really hard with the loss of that wicket.
Yeah, now a slip comes into play. So on the attacking foot for the Lions.
Rosina Manak, the wicketkeeper for the Lions, standing up. I'm pleased to see the slip Jenna Libas taken a step back. So she could be eating some leather standing as close as she is.
Yeah, this is a great start here from the Japanese international. Quickly got on to a nice line in length, not giving much away. It's just the start that you need.
Big cut through the covers, beats point, and lots of work for Robin Dormal on the cover sweeper boundary as she collects that and gets it in. And that's a wonderful start there for Thelma Mukubula. She was part of the SA Phillies under-19 team. She scored 100 against Northern Cape at the under-19 week. And she does have a senior cap for the Easterns team, which she played against KZN Inland in the T20. She scored 34 of 32. So she's perfectly capable of playing cricket at a senior level. She cuts it hard through the covers again, and she'll get another 1 to her score.
Yeah, looks to have a nice setup there. But it's the end of the first over. The Eastern Storm are 6 for 1.
Yeah, really good start. I think initially the Lions team weren't too sure what to do or how to play the Japanese international Elena Kusuda-ne. In the first game that they played, she bowled right at the end of the innings and she bowled really well. This morning against the Titans, she came in at first change and she was successful there as well. So deciding to take it up even higher and let her open the bowling with a new ball, and proved to be a good decision in the end.
And she seems to be improving every game she plays. So she's learning quickly, learning the conditions.
She's a student of the game. We've spoken a little bit about her before in previous games, that she's grown up in Australia and is now back in Japan. She's in charge of youth development in Japan cricket, and she takes her job quite seriously by the sounds of things. She's also a veterinary nurse. She's good with animals. I think a person that's good with animals is always a good person.
It's always a good one. The beast will contest to that, Jen.
Yeah,
So Leanne Swanepoel coming into the attack. Starts with a wide.
Yeah, she fielded in the game this morning for Letabo Bidley, who was off for a little bit of a hamstring pull from the batting innings. And she dropped a catch while she was the substitute fielder, so she'll be looking to contribute with the ball. Big shot there by the young Easterns player. One bounce for 4 over mid-on's head. And that was a wonderful cricket shot there. Clean contact with the ball.
Yeah, sweetly struck there. Again, very little foot movement. The ball was in the right area. Just to strike down the ground. She knew mid-off was back. Mid-on was up in the inner ring. Decided to go over that mid-on. Actually, there's a change now. Mid-on's gone back and mid-off's come up in the ring. So she's moving the fielders around.
She goes up again, this time over mid-wicket, and long on will have to do a lot of work, but the skipper Kanewe Makake covers a lot of ground and cuts that off. So they just get through for 2.
Yeah, looking to hit a little bit squarer this time around. But I like this, Jenna. There is still a slip in place. It's nice attacking.
Yeah, it is exciting. Field. And third man has also come up into the ring. Oh, she's back again. Yeah, lots of movement. A little bit of indecision amongst the young Lions team. She goes up again. There's a chance for a catch, but the fielder's on the offside, not able to get any hands on that before it hit the ground.
Yeah, looking to get away with that, and good movement there from the skipper of the Lions team. She brought that mid-off position up and almost came into play.
Pumelelo Mashluwane, part of the SA Under-19 squad before the Under-19 World Cup. She was dropped from that squad just before the final 13 or 14 were selected for the World Cup. She's got a lot of talent. Looking for the big drive there. Big appeal. But I think she hit the ground first.
A little noise there, I think. But yeah, I think you're right, Jenna. I think she must have hit the ground. She certainly went for the shot, that's for sure. But again, you know, there's a 16 and 17-year-old at the crease there now. What an opportunity. We spoke about it earlier, what this global cricket tournament brings, and that's catching their dreams.
Soft hands into the covers, and the bowler trying to do the fielding of her own work, but falls over in the process. And it's an easy single in the end.
And it's a good challenge for these youngsters. You know, it's a good total on the board. Lost to an early wicket, one of the most experienced players. And then again, the opportunity for these two now to build an innings. 9 off the over this so far. So that's a good start for them.
Yeah, just finishing off the over, letting it go through to the keeper after the second. 15 for 1. Of course, as you said, Kaz, with the loss of their biggest player, Alicia Rudolph. Elena Kusudane to continue from the golf course end. She has 10 caps for the Japanese international team, 6 wickets in those 10 games, an economy of 6.14 and a best of 2 for 14 in her 4 against Hong Kong in the East Asia Cup at the end of 2023. She starts off her second over with a wide.
Yeah, and I think she learnt. I was speaking to her recently at Supersport Park, and she was telling me about a club cricket that she played in Australia, and she learnt a lot from rubbing shoulders with, some good young up-and-coming Australians.
Yeah, it's a wonderful cricket shot, and she's going a little bit lofted, but well within the gap between mid-on and mid-off, and that'll give her another 4.
Straight down the ground over mid-off's head. Again, the ball was in there to do that.
Yeah, both Thelma Makubula and Mpumelelo Mashloane very comfortable, looking to be very comfortable, hitting straight into the V. Both have wonderful natural swingers of the bat. Shot for stumped. Rosina Manak with lightning quick hands behind the stumps. But umpire Vanolia Macheke shaking her head at the appeal.
Really nice delivery there from Ilana. Moving away from the batsman, and good hands, quick hands from the keeper as well. It's good when they hit down the ground though, Jenna. That's, that area to hit down that ground, rather than sometimes in the women's game, because the slowness of the ball, it's very easy to try and whack it over that mid-wicket cow corner.
She strays down the leg side. It's a full toss, and Mashloane makes no mistake as that rolls over the boundary for 4. And that's her second of the over.
Yeah, a poor delivery there from Ilana. Full toss, down the leg side, dispatched.
Yeah, that was a well-timed shot. Just to comment on hitting square of the wicket, which is often on the leg side in any way, often the go-to in women's cricket. However, we have seen in this tournament a couple of very well-struck, lofted cover drives, which has been very exciting to see.
Which I think in world cricket, you're looking at your Meg Lannings, obviously our very own Laura Wolfart, looking in that area. Not actually top women cricketers look to do that in that area.
Yeah, and for youngsters up and coming to be performing like that does mean that there's lots in the pipeline. Hit hard. Another full toss by Kusudane. Mashloane wants the 2, but Thelma Makubula sending her back.
Yeah, I think that deep mid-on is a good position down there, rather at the mid-off up, to encourage to play over that area, similar to that shot.
Yeah, cover sweeper is also out on the boundary there. She's quite square of the wicket.
Yeah, and that's just for that protection when it just gets that edge and just goes a little bit squarer.
That half track outside the off stump.
Yeah. A little bit like that one. There was an appeal there from the keeper and the bowler, trying to deflect attention, I think, from the umpire, but it didn't work. A wide was signalled.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to ask. Sweetly struck and over the head of mid-off. And there's a dive from long on. He seems to have cut it off, but has just signalled that it did in fact go over the boundary. A good try there from Leonie Swanepoel in the end, but well struck by Makubula for 4.
Yeah, I think that's the area Lana must look to bowl. There could have been a chance. Just got over, try and tempt the batsman to do that. I'm happy with that. Could have brought a wicket. This time just went over the inner ring fielder.
You almost need to be tempted to swap that fielder out at mid-off for someone who's a little bit taller.
Yeah.
one of the shortest players, the captain in fact, Kanewi Makake at mid-off. It makes sense why she's there, to support her bowlers, but being on the shorter side, a little bit of a disadvantage.
Yeah, this is a good start here from Eastern Storm. Jenna, 3 overs, 10 runs and over, 30 for 1. So they're certainly up with the run rate at this stage.
They definitely are on par. Yani Swanepoel to continue from the clubhouse end. Shluwane looking to go through the covers, but finds Tuto Tibedi, who took 2 wonderful catches in the game this morning against the Titans. She was also part of she bowled. She got LBW dismissal, so she is also an exciting player to look out for. Field work was excellent this morning. Dancing down the wicket there, but Swanepoel seeing that and pushing that out wider than she might have potentially done if she hadn't seen Shluwane coming down the wicket. So well bowled in the end.
A little bit wider. She was coming down, but not a lot of movement to move the feet back and across to get to that delivery.
Yeah, the intent was correct. The execution maybe not so much.
She's extracting some nice bounce here.
Yeah.
You know, she is tall. She's getting some bounce out of this pitch.
Yeah, she's improved so much over the last couple of months. Played some club school cricket. I coach a school team in the school Gauteng CGL League, and she plays not for my team but for the opposition. And she tends to be a bit of a sprinkler. She's done quite a lot of work with her coach Ulani Furi over the last few months, and she looks to have improved quite a lot, as she's shown us now as she beats the bat of Mashluwane again.
Yeah, try to work it there on the leg side this time. You're a jack of all trades in cricket, eh, Jenna? We were talking earlier about your involvement in the game.
Yeah, I love the game of cricket and I want to be involved as much as I can be. Swanepoel continues. Irons play love beautifully with soft hands. There's a misfield at point and they're looking for the second. But decide against it.
Yeah, there really should have been a second run there. Unfortunately, Makabul was not aware of the misfield and was really not looking for that second. Hence why they always say they run that first one hard.
Yeah, turn quickly, look where the ball is, and then make your decision as quickly as possible. Swanepoel really good on that 4th stump line, but the fielder's just not supporting her, as we see another misfield by the skipper Makake. That will be disappointing for Swanepoel, as to end the over on a misfield like that is demoralising.
Yeah, you can see the disappointment in the bowler there, the body language, the teapot came out. But it's really important, isn't it, Jenna, that the fielders back up their bowlers.
Because without those 2 misfields that we saw, that could have been a maiden over.
Yeah.
With the 4 dots to start and then the 2 singles at the end of the misfielding.
Yeah, and actually, both came off misfield. So Lions have to sharpen up in the field.
We see Kanewi Makake coming into the attack from the golf course end. The skipper, she tends to bowl a lot of cutters into the wicket. The most senior player in this emerging, what they call the Lions emerging team back home. This is not their first team, DP World Lions, that play in the CSA professional 50 over and T20 league. They are the young up-and-coming players that form part of the Lions Union.
And their pipeline looks strong.
Yeah, it really is. The under-16 team won the under-16 National Week, and the under-19 team were 3rd at the end of the under-19 CSA week. Looking for the sweep, crashing into the pad. And the appeal is there, and the umpire does not hesitate. The finger is up, and Thelma Makubule will depart 15 of 10.
Yeah, it's a great delivery. First up, Makake, right on the button, right on the spot. Again, looking to play square of the wicket rather than taking a look and playing a straight, but full and straight. The finger comes up.
And Mesli Goraze is into the crease. She's a bit of a pocket rocket, isn't she?
A few around today.
Yeah, definitely. And the wicket keeper, that's part of this Eastern Storm team, Namibian international. She has 38 Capricorn Eagles caps with 169 runs to her name, with an average of 11.26. But I think she's better than that average so far this tournament. She scored the first 50 in the first game of this tournament.
Yeah,
51 of 47.
Yeah. And picked up the Player of the Match award.
In that game, she had 2 catches behind the wickets, stumping, and she was involved in a run out as well. She was bought by Easterns as a wicket keeper, and when she arrived on the scene and they asked her to introduce herself, she said she was a top order batter and an off spinner.
Oh, another wide down the leg side.
Yeah, one of the South African born and bred coaches, Francois van der Merwe, used to coach the Northwest Dragons, and he was very successful when he was working with that team in Potchefstroom. Has the job as the head women's coach in Namibia, and he has recently changed Mesli Goraze up and got her into off spin, but she obviously still has the talent of an exceptional keeper.
It's a bit like a Donovan Ferreira then.
Played with soft hands into the point region. Good fielding by Tibedi as she restricts them to the single.
Innings is underway. But what a nice thing to have, Jenna. 3 disciplines. A bowler, keeper and a batter. So I'm sure she's always going to feature in a game.
Looking for that single, but brilliant work of her own bowling there, Makake, just doing her own fielding. Yeah, it is handy being an all-rounder, and I'm sure having 3 skills is even better. So if you don't contribute in one, you always have the opportunity to do well for your team in the other skill. Looking to go on the sweep, but unable to get bat on it, and it's called another wide for Makake.
Yeah, she's just straying down that leg side, isn't she? Trying to push it through a little quicker. Not quite finding the direction as yet. She did the first ball, picking up the wicket.
Oh, well struck there to that long on region. Generally Libba on the fence there doing the work. She gets it in well. A brilliant piece of fielding. Big dive to the left. She's congratulating herself out there. She's an exciting player.
Yeah, it's well fielded.
Batted
really good earlier on in the day.
Yeah, some really good form with the bat against the Titans. She hit a couple of long balls.
To signal 4. So unlucky there for Luba on the boundary. Great effort.
Just played off the legs, square leg, just slow off the mark there. Japanese international Ila Kusuda just not able to attack that well enough, and Eastern's team came through for an easy single.
Yeah, it should not really be a single there. It's firmly it actually. It went straight to the fielder. That's why she's in there in that inner ring to protect that.
It's hard, but it'll fall short of long on, and just bump through there. Just get 1 for that. Mesli Goraze is not able to find the middle of the bat just yet in her innings. It's the end of the 5th over, 41 for 2. And 131 runs to go in 15 overs for the Eastern Storm team to take home the win.
Yeah, a run rate of maintaining that run rate of 8 per over, which was slightly just over that at the beginning of the inning, so they're keeping up with that. I guess the 2 wickets lost will be their concern at this stage. But time to rebuild and form a partnership.
Yeah, those 2 wickets will have devastated the Eastern Storm team. So both batters in form. Alicia Rudolph, see, getting that duck. Brilliant ball from Elena Kusudane. Thelma Makubula, who ended 15 off 11. She looked to be in good knock. But then the loss of her wicket would have knocked the Eastern Storm team a bit.
It's amazing what that can do actually to the mental approach of the team, isn't it? When you lose your experienced player, she's been in form, and all of a sudden she's out in that first over.
Tuto Tubedi to replace Leonie Swanepoel from the clubhouse end. And they're just doing a lot of fidgeting around in the field, moving players a couple of steps this way and that. Tubedi gets ready to bowl. Uses the feet beautifully and pumps that over square leg and found the gap wonderfully. Mesli Goraze showing her international standard and uses the crease beautifully to get across that and to pull it into the leg side.
Yeah, she looks a busy player, doesn't she? Moves across, gives herself a lot of room. Ball was short enough, and just to pull it around the corner there to the vacant area, backward of square.
Anticipating that shorter length delivery to Betty, really needs to push it up a bit. Yeah, short outside the off stump and played off the back foot. She's looking for the second, and that's brilliant running. They're looking for the third. Yeah, they turn around the first one really hard, and there's a misfield again, and they will get the third in the end. The overthrows really lazy, backing up by Faye Cowling.
Yeah, sloppy work there from the Lions. Good running to get 2. Put the pressure on the fielder, a fumble in the field. Ball came in and nobody really backing up to allow for the third. Again, a change in the field. Mid-on goes to deep mid-on, and the cover boundary on the offside comes into the inner ring.
Hits hard at mid-off, but Makake making no mistake there. Long barrier technique and just putting the knee in the way.
A lot of flight offered from Tibede.
Hits hard across the line, went down on the knee for that slog sweep, but generally Libba out at cow corner. The big arm, just one bounce into the bowler. And Mashluwane will need to settle for one. Just one away from the half-century mark. Eastern Storm. Bottom edge and through the legs of Rosina Manak, the keeper. And yeah, that's disappointing because yeah, it's a fine little bottom edge that got them the single.
They all count.
Runs are runs, you're absolutely right, guys. Not a lot of bounce there, and just playing that off the pads. I think had it bounced more, that would have been sent to the boundary. But ending the over off with a single. 10 from it, 51 for 2.
And that's the end of the power play as well. So 51 for 2. Similar at this stage. The Lions in their power play were 1 for 44. So slightly ahead in the runs, slightly ahead in the wicket column as well.
Yeah, really good work. I did think that with the loss of the wicket of Alicia Rudolph that things would dry up completely, but the Eastern Storm batters have done really well to keep the momentum going.
And that's the key, isn't it? You can't let the bowlers bowl to you. You've got to try and do something. and which they have, I think, helped a little bit by the Lions fielders at some stage. But generally, yeah, keeping up with this run rate required.
Lots of changes in the field. Long on and long off out, as well as cover sweeper. Cow corner comes up. A lot of confusion in the field. First she's up, then she's sent back out to the boundary.
So deep mid wicket still there, and square leg stays up in the ring.
Makake starts off and it crashes into the pads of Mashluwane, who's looking for that single. There's a chance at a run out, an appeal from Cow Corner, but safely home. Mashluwane got very excited there.
It's all happening. But like the intent of looking for that run.
If you can't get one off the bat, try kick one. Should be a good soccer player. Oh, good cricket shot down the ground. Just leaned into that one. Full face of the bat and gets it out. Brilliant running. Mesli Gorazes ran the first one extremely hard, turned quickly and got back expertly to the crease. She had to put the dive in the end. But brilliant work by the two Eastern's batters out in the middle.
Yeah, that really is great running. Actually, great cricket all round. Good delivery. Hit firmly down the ground. Supposedly just for that one, but the awareness of Garazes really for that second was really, really good.
Wide outside the off stump and given a wide. And that's the fifth so far in the Lions innings. Makake has contributed three of those extras. And disappointing for them because game one, they were very disciplined, just one wide in their whole bowling innings.
Ooh, tried to guide it down there to the vacant third man area. Nice little deft touch it would have been, but didn't manage to connect.
Yeah, we saw this morning the Titans played against the Lions team and they used that third man guide to their advantage, especially when third man was up in the ring. Victoria Hamuniela, the Namibian international, was chasing quite a lot at that third man region. Chipped up and out too long off for one.
Yeah, and this time just for the single. How many extra did the Lions bowl, Jenna?
This morning. Have a look. Statsman Ken Borland is on task.
Just putting Kenny into action there.
Good ball there by Makake, but Guraz is squeezing it out to that boundary fielder, Jenna Lee Libba. Get through for the single, but well bowled.
Yeah, if she keeps it in that area, then the batsmen have got to make something of it. You've got your cover down there, so it's always really just going to be a single, which is what they want.
Hard down the ground, just missing the non-strikers' wickets, and brilliant work. Liani Swanepoel out at a long on, big dive to the left and manages to save the boundary. And that brings up the end of the 7th over, 57 for 2.
10 wide. That was 6. Not too bad. Kenny giving us some hand actions there to the side of us, with letting us know the state of extras being delivered. Thanks, Ken, for that.
You could be a mum. Tiberi to continue from the clubhouse end. She went for 10 in her first, a little bit expensive.
Batsman pulled away.
Something in the eye, Mashluane. Nasty piece of grass. It's nasty when it gets in your eyes, isn't it?
Could have been a fly.
That's true. Pulled across the line, but finding Faye Cowling at mid-wicket for no run. Faye Cowling batted really nicely in the first game against Eastern Storm, but she had to retire hurt for a back injury, and she was left out of this morning's game against the Titans. But she's back, and was able to score a couple of runs in the first innings. Beautiful shot over the cover region, but cover sweeper Neo Molefe picks that up, and they just get through for one.
Yeah, some width off it there from Tabide. Nicely struck by Mashilwani.
Lots of stops in play.
It's a bit of a stop-start over this one. This time from the bowler. Maybe just checking on that batsman, not leaving the crease.
Looking for the sweep, crashes into the pad, and that's middle of middle. Vinolia Macheke making no mistake there. Doesn't even hesitate. Triggers, that finger goes up, and that'll be the end of Mesli Gorazes. She is an exciting player, but just making a mistake, planting that front foot straight down middle as she tried to play across the line, and she departs for 11 off 6.
Yeah, another big wicket. Again, trying to play square to a straight ball, playing across the line. And as the case is, if the batsman misses, the batter misses, then the bowler hits.
That is
Nice
very
and breezy innings though, from the Namibian international.
true. And her wicket brings on the other international for Eastern Storm, Erika Oda, 36 years old, 24 Japanese caps, 421 runs, an average of 20, so not too bad at all. High score of 48. She's not been able to get to that half-century mark yet in the T20 format, but we saw her play a really responsible innings in the first game of the tournament against this team.
My first viewing of her, so interesting to see what she can do. I don't think she's 36 years of age, but not been playing that.
Yeah, she's only been
Long,
playing cricket for 5 years. We have, this will be the third time I'm saying it on air, but I'll say it again.
Say it again.
She played baseball all her life and decided she needed a break from that. So Googled the most popular sport in the world, and cricket is second. So she chose that and hasn't looked back since.
Good decision.
Definitely. She's not bad at it. Looks to go across the line, and she takes it all the way from outside the off stump, but will only get one for her efforts. Robin Dormal doing the work at long on, just gets it in for one.
Yeah, good connection, but again, just be careful of taking that far outside off stump actually towards the leg side.
In the first game of the tournament, she scored 27 of 29, and it was very responsibly and well put together innings in their victory over the Lions. Gets hard across the line, but straight to the fielder, Jenny Libba out at cow corner. And they get through for another one.
Yeah, it's a good comeback over here from Tabide. Just the 3 runs coming from it. 10 off a first over. And picking up the wicket.
Just going on that back foot with soft hands into the square leg region, and they make it back safely. Rosina Manak picking that up.
It's the end of the 8th over. It's 60 for 3.
Yeah, as you said, Kaz, a really good comeback over. Just 4 from it for Tibeti after her first going for 10. And we'll see them complementing themselves, the Lions, with spin from the other end as well in the form of Samantha Swanepoel. And she was really slow off spin, makes the batter think a lot about what they're doing, whether to go forward or back. The youngster from Steyn City School just matriculated and is waiting for her results on the 17th of January.
Tense time.
And I do believe that she has plans, if her marks are good enough at least, which I'm sure they will be, to study at Tufts University. So
Good decision.
The Titans.
So we'll probably see her in the blue at some stage.
Potentially, yes. Cut away nicely, but finds the fielder Tutotse Bedi at point. They're playing and coaching at Tux myself. It will be really exciting to have a player who has played a couple more games than just school cricket.
Yeah.
Samantha Swanepoel has grown up playing all forms of junior provincial cricket.
Ooh, lots of air given, offered there. But no really movement of the feet to move to the ball. Stayed in a crease. Actually, I'll give you a story, Jenna. So actually, when I first came to South Africa in 1998, I know it was a while ago, but I actually came to coach and play for the University of Pretoria.
Yeah, that's cool. And they paid you properly?
Not really, no, but it was the experience at the time.
The experience is the name of the game in cricket. Swanepoel just pushing Erika Oda onto the front foot. She plays it with soft hands after she completely missed the previous one and gets herself off strike.
Yeah, this is going to be difficult for the batters to really force the pace. There's no pace on the ball at all. Lots of flight.
And it just dips right at the last moment, as we saw there. Mashlawane waiting very well for that one. And just bunts it out too long on to get the single. One ball left in the over, just two from it so far.
And I think it's to have the confidence also to move down the wicket to meet the ball.
Yeah, and she uses her feet really nicely there, as you're calling the play in more ways than one, as it's just collected out at long on for one. And that is the confidence we want to see from Erika Oda.
Yeah, and just by doing that, then she's made it into a full toss, which makes it easier to strike the ball.
And that is the end of the ninth, 64 for 3. As the two of us have just 6 balls left in our commentary stint for the day, and we will be replaced by Ken Borland and Emma Fenter.
It's been a pleasure, Jenna.
It really has.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah.
Got to see this game through, though.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
Well, Kenny and Emma will, but
I'll be next door if you need any stats or anything like that. Victoria Hamunyela for the Lions, off spinner from Namibia, just 20 years old, 51 T20 Namibian Capricorn Eagles caps. A lot of experience for a 20-year-old. Oh, she pushed it really wide.
Yeah, it's a
she'll
drag
have to
down.
rebuild that one.
bit of nerves coming into play there, I think.
That's better, drawing the Japanese player out onto that front foot, forcing the defensive shot. Oh, looking for that big swing is Erika Oda. She's definitely capable of it. She needs to keep her head still. Watch the ball, let it get into her arc. Short outside the off stump and cut away expertly by Oda, and that will bring up a 4 for her. She'll be very pleased with that.
Yeah, this time she waited for the ball, rocked onto the back foot and cut it away there for a boundary 4. Much needed, because there's just one run off the over so far, coming into the third delivery of the over.
couple of changes and fidgeting around in the field. As deep mid wicket comes up, deep square leg comes up into the ring. Cow corner stays, and cover sweeper goes out to the boundary.
Yeah, the protection down there for on that offside. Should she stray down there offside?
And hit well, and by 6 the fielders on the leg side boundary. Long on and cow corner had no chance there. A flat batted shot cracked out the middle of the bat. Erica Oda earns herself another 4.
Yeah, it's a wide delivery way outside the off stump. Beautifully hit to that vacant mid-wicket area. Split the fielders again, but nicely struck. Nice contact.
Very wide again, and she takes a big slash at it, but protection out on the fence in the cover region collects that. They'll just get through for 1.
I think that one got stuck in the hand a little bit.
Very short and wide. Ashluwane to face. Swept away beautifully by the young Easterns player, and an expensive over in the end for the Namibian international, but a very good over of cricket. And that's the end of the 10th over, 78 for 3.
Thanks very much, Jenna and Karen, and welcome back to Emma Fenter. And with Easterns needing 94 runs to win in the next 10 overs, someone's going to have to go really well for them.
Yeah, no, I think it's definitely on par with being doable. I think Easterns have batted exceptionally well considering the target of 171. I think they had a good power play. Just the loss of the 3 wickets, I think, really affected them, and the loss of Elisha Rudolph. I think she would have absolutely loved having such a big run chase. But it's exciting to watch and see such a high target.
Yeah, Sam Swanepoel is bowling her second over from golf course end. Dot ball to start. Nicely flighted. Slapped down to long on by Erica Oda for another single. That takes her to 14 now at a run a ball, and Pumelelo Mashilwane is on 32 off 29. That'll take her to 33, single to mid wicket, but both of them just going at a run a ball. One feels one of them has to step up soon and really start to boss this tidy Lions bowling attack.
I think they definitely have rotated strike, but with the target of 171, like you said, someone is going to need to put on the burners and start like that, for instance. That's what they need in every over, at least about a boundary every over, and to keep rotating strike, because they need, 10 runs and over? They're looking at about 10 runs and over. So 2 boundaries and over, and the rest are singles. I think they'll be on target.
Yeah, 92 needed off 9.5 overs now. A much needed boundary there for Erica Oda, very sweetly struck through the covers. And that's nicely played straight down the ground. Just the one.
Bit of a shuffle to get to the pitch of the board as well done by Erica Oda.
She certainly seems to be growing in confidence. Mashilwane opened the batting. She's been there a while. Steps outside off. I think she might survive that. Just hitting her outside the line, maybe. Emma, you think it's out?
I do think it is out. From our angle, like Jenna said yesterday, we are sitting behind mid-off. But from our angle, that looked a bit out. But could also be correct. Just pitching outside the line slightly. Yeah, she has stepped quite far across.
Although you're more in line than I am. But a close shave.
I think the Lions will be disappointed with that one. I think they are looking for these wickets because they have not won a game yet.
Yeah, this is a very big game for the DP World Lions if they're going to have any hope of winning the inaugural Global Cricket Tournament title. They have to win this afternoon. They'd like to win with a bonus point as well, especially since the Titans have got 2 from 2 in terms of bonus points. 85 for 3, so 87 runs needed from the last 9 overs.
They've definitely done well this game. I think they definitely did bat well. I mean, 171's been the high score of the tournament, and I'm hoping to get an even higher score for the rest of the tournament. I want the Titans ladies to bat first in one of the games to just see what the other team might be chasing. They got the key wickets in Eastern's. I think if they break this partnership, it might be the end for the Eastern's players.
You and me both, Emma. Also keen to watch Titans back first. Hamunyela is continuing. Oh, that's very wide.
Yeah, I think she's dragged a few past that offside wide line.
That's nicely clipped off the legs. Sweet timing, but straight to long on.
Bit of a fumble there from Robin Dormal standing at long on, but safely in the hands of the bowler. Just staying for the one.
It's a meaty cut shot. Some work for the cover sweeper, Malefe. Does it that good clean job there on the boundary. This is a better over from Hamunyela. Went for 15 in her first. Chipped to cover and out. Samantha Swanepoel lunging forward there to take the catch, and Hamunyela has made a vital strike.
I think that's the breakthrough for the Lions. I think they needed a wicket now. They've broke the partnership, got the in batsman.
Yes, no 1.5. It's going 89.
So Victoria Hamunyela, victorious, gets her first wicket of the innings. Nicely flighted, and it was a leading edge actually, as Bashir Rouane tried to flick it away leg side again.
It was definitely the right shot, but just unfortunate. A bit of a leading edge, as she said, and she goes for
34 of 33 balls, so it's been a good hand by the opener batter, but there's a lot of work for Easterns to do to win this game. That leaves them on 89 for 4. So 83 more runs to get in 8 overs and 2 balls. So that's 50 deliveries, isn't it?
I think the Easterns are definitely going to have to pick up the antics now. They can't leave the field wondering. They're going to need at least 2 boundaries and over now to achieve the target. And to have a new batsman at the crease isn't fortunate for the Eastern Storm. But I think the Lions will be proud of their performance today.
That new batsman is Mika van Voorst, who bowled nicely. Get to see her batting now. And all of this means that Erica Oda is really going to have to take responsibility and boss things from her end, as Van Voort gets in and gets off the mark with a pull behind square on the leg side. Misdirected delivery from Hamunyela.
Japanese international doing work on the boundary. She had a lot of ground to cover, but she made it in the end. And the Eastern Storm ladies make it 4-1.
Again, it's leg side. This time just tickled away. Wicketkeeper Manak scores a direct hit. But the batter was well home. And that ends the 12th over, 91 for 4. So 81 runs to get in the next 8 overs. So that required run rate has now just creeped above 10.
Do you think it's doable, Ken?
It's going to take something special, that's for sure.
I think Erica Oda can pull something out. I mean, for all we know, she's an international player.
Yeah, and she's looked good so far, certainly. 22 of 19 balls. One feels that the Easterns are going to get over the line here. She's going to have to do the bulk of the scoring of those 82 runs, 81 runs, and now 80 runs required, as it's a single to the deep mid wicket. Mika van Voorst takes guard for the first time at the Wally van Heerden end. I've
Is that
discovered.
what you've named it now?
Well, no, not what I named it. I walked past. There's a fallen stump that's been bronzed or varnished very well close to us here, and it's got a plaque on it saying the Wally van Heerden end.
I think the clubhouse end is easier to pronounce.
Hit straight down the ground to long off for one. No, Wally van Heerden was a great stalwart for nigh on 50 years for the Irene Villagers Club here. Also a board member for Titans Cricket for a long time. So very fitting that he should be remembered that way. As the catch goes down, a tough caught and bowled for Swanepoel. That was it very firmly back at her.
I think as a bowler, when you see those coming back, you don't know if you want to duck or stick your hands in the way.
The desire for a wicket compared to the desire for self-preservation.
Sam did well to get her hands up, but unfortunately just let that one slipping down.
This time Oda goes well clear of the bowler, well overhead. It's a super shot for 4.
No, it's nothing like hitting a bowler right over their head.
Best place to go on the field, probably.
It's the safest place, especially their long on and long off are quite wide. As you can see on the screen, there's no one in the screen right now, so it's a safe option. And if the spinner just pitches it up full, I mean, it's the best option.
This is outside off, and again Oda goes beautifully straight. One bounce to long off this time, who ran across. So Oda striking them all nicely. She's on 28 off 23, but boundaries, as you say. Won this over. Can the Easterns get a second boundary in this over? Slog swept and on the bounce to the wide man on. Thoughts of a run out, struggling. Oh my word, that's such a pity. A misunderstanding.
It's a beautiful piece of work by Faye Carling there. You know, she is a tall player and she is injured, so to get down, she, as I said, she's very tall, so it takes her a while to get down. Pick it up cleanly into the keeper, great throw, and then keeper to take the stumps off. Reason Manak did well behind the stumps. Bit of a fumble in the field from Faye Carling, but she recovered and got the wicket in the end. I think Erica Oda will be disappointed. I think Eastern Storm are relying on her to carry this match through, but unfortunately with the loss now we have 2 new batsmen at the crease. I think it's going to be difficult for Eastern Storm to come back from that.
Yeah, it was probably an unnecessary run really. Faye Cowling would have had thoughts of the catch first because it got to her on the bounce. It was awkward, but she managed to stop it and recover really quickly. Unfortunately, I think Mika van Voorst, in the panic of nearly getting out, set off for the run as well, and Erica Oda just couldn't make it back in time. So she is run out for a bright 28 off 23 balls with 4 fours, and Easterns have now slipped to 98 for 5 after 13 overs, so they need 74 more runs in the last 7 overs, so the required run rate just goes up another integer or 2 above 10.
Yeah, it's sad to see her go, and I think Easton's are thinking the same thing. Like you said, it wasn't the right call. It shouldn't have been a run. They should have just stuck the over out and got in the 2 boundaries in the next over. But we have a new bowler to the crease, Jenna Lee Libba. We have not seen her bowl once this whole tournament. If I'm not mistaken, she is an off spinner.
Jenna Searle was saying she rates her bowling, that very round arm action, hides the arm behind the back and then slings it down. It's a good start by Lubba, whose batting has been really impressive in this tournament so far. Let's see how she goes.
I was just going to say, if she bowls like she bats, Easton's might be in a bit of trouble, yeah.
For sure. It's a nice hit down to Long On, who comes in quickly. Dormile, just a single. Protection for Libba at quite a wide long on and fairly straight long off. There's a deep cover and a cow corner come deep mid wicket on the fence.
Mentioning the wide long one, I think they should just bring her about 5 steps left.
She is very wide, yeah. You almost wonder if it's between two chairs there, between Cow Corner and Long On proper. 100 up for Easterns with that wide.
Yeah, they're moving the long on now.
I think Manak's actually been trying to get her attention for a while. The wicketkeeper waving frantically for her to come straighter.
Good.
It's bunted into the covers. Swanepoel Fields, no run. And Faye Cowling has just run across to whisper something in Lubba's ear.
It's a bit strange for a pace bowler to whisper something into a spinner's ear.
Bouncer, is that what she said?
Probably.
Flat batted straight up into the air, and
That's
cover
right.
point safely takes the catch. Well, whatever it is, Faye Cowling said, it was a master stroke, even if Lubba ignored it.
Yeah, I think we should start listening to our pace bowlers from now on, guys. No, it's an unfortunate dismissal. It's a soft dismissal. Just getting underneath it too much.
Yeah, you can understand that Easton's. It was wide. It was probably there to be hit, but mistimed straight up in the air to cover point.
Yeah, I think Easterns are starting to feel it a bit now. The total's just getting bigger and bigger.
You know, as soon as that required run rate gets to over 10, every 2 runs really just hurts you, because it just keeps going up and up and up. It's a really, really difficult situation to be in, so we can forgive the intent of the shot. The execution wasn't too good. Michaela Edwards out for a 2-ball duck. Tuto Taberi, the catcher there at cover point, off the bowling of Jenna Lubba. 100 for 6 now, Eastern Storm.
Ashley van Wyk walked to the crease. It's a young player, as we all know, it's a leg spinner for Easterns. We haven't had a chance to see her bat properly. I think in yesterday's game she faced 2 balls and she did not go out, so it's a positive coming into this game.
Dragged down a bit. Van Wyk's pull can't beat the quite straight mid-wicket. Faye Cowling again. Nicely flighted off the outside half of the bat. Tabedi fields quickly. No run. So there was
Great over from Jenna Lubba.
There was just a little period when Mashiluwane and Erika Oda were going well, where the Lions fielding just got a little bit untidy. It's like they lost concentration a bit, but they seem to have picked things up a bit again now as we head into the last 6 overs.
I think the energy always picks up when you lose that 1 wicket, because now they're on top of the game. They know they have a high target to defend, so they're feeling good, they're feeling confident on the field. But also, just ignoring all that, they haven't made that many mistakes in the field. I haven't seen a catch go down. A few wide here and there, but not everyone's perfect.
Yeah, it's been a tidy all-round fielding performance by them, certainly, as Swanepoel bowls to Van Voorst, nicely cut. But there could be trouble here. Bowler's end to Swanepoel. She breaks the stumps, and Van Voorst has been run out now. A good bit of fielding, and the presence of mind to throw very quickly to the right end as well.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a great bit of fielding. And like you said, so just sometimes you get flustered, you pick the ball up, you just throw it to nearest end. But for her to pick it up and look and think, okay, bowler's end, and throw.
And throwing from her knees as well. And it got it to the bowler very quickly and very accurately as well. So excellent piece of fielding. And Easton as well. The slide is on now. 100 for 7.
The Lions have definitely upped their game from the last 2 games they've played. I think this morning was a bit of a sad and unfortunate loss for them, because they started off slow, but then they really did come well in the end. And then today their batting that did absolutely well, and their fielding has been on point, their bowling has been decent, and now they're sitting at 100 for 7. I think they can be proud of themselves.
Yeah, quite right that this morning they didn't play that badly. Probably just a 5-over period after the power play, where things just went a bit quiet. with the bat after a good start, and just saw them get a bit behind the 8 ball.
It's been quite a few run-outs this tournament already. Quite a few direct hits. I had this conversation with Jenna.
Yes, I did hear you talking about that. There could be another. No, this time it's a better judge single, and Eastern's captain Kaylee Craig will now be on strike. You did right. We've seen a few catches go down, but the number of direct hits, which is good to see in the field. The excellent fielding to run out Van First was by Tutu Tabede. Nicely flighted, bit over pitched in fact.
Yeah.
But Craig can't beat Cowling at wide mid-on. An extravagant flight.
I think this is that dry period that Lions had this morning. We drop a few wickets, and then for 2 to 3 overs, 4 overs, it's just the dots just keep coming and coming. And you're just thinking to hit big, you want to chase down a high total, but then you end up not strike rotating. Oh, bad misfield.
It's been misfielded down on the long on boundary, which allows them to get a second run. Yeah, it's definitely more punishing though when you're chasing a stiff target.
Yeah.
You really can't afford to have a few low return overs. That's the end of the over. The 15 gone, 103 for 7. So Easterns need 69 runs from these next 5 overs. And as we were talking about just a little earlier, Emma, that run rate has suddenly now leapt the required run rate to above 12.
I think it's smart from the Lions ladies to bring on 2 spinners, because now they know the Eastern's women have to generate their own pace. They have to hit big. So to bring on a spinner, it's hard to try and get them away. The ball's turning. There's no pace on the ball. So I think this is smart from the ladies.
Libba continues from the Wally van Heerden end. Nicely flighted, and still Van Wyk goes on the back foot. Gets the put away for a single. Yeah, we've seen in T20 cricket generally just how effective spin can be, even in the death overs.
Yeah, it's very different to men's cricket. You don't bowl a spinner in men's cricket in the last over.
Well, sometimes they do. I mean, there are those really superstar spinners who can bowl at the death, who are good enough to do it. And as you say, the batter always has to generate their own pace on the ball. That's nicely cut away. But Malefe.
I don't know if
keeps
you
it to 1.
noticed, but Naomi Malefe is not standing on the boundary. She's standing about 10 in. It's clever from the Lions.
Yeah, it will take a really, really good hit for someone to hit it over her head at deep cover. It's about maybe 2/3 of the way back. Bit short from Libba. Cut. Swanepoel slows it down.
Looking
in
for
fact,
2. Chance.
In fact, if she hadn't got a handle, it might have just been 1. The slowing it down made it 2 for Easterns.
Almost another chance at a run out, but Kaylee Craig was safely in. Like you said, I think if the hand wasn't on it, it would have only been 1.
Again, Van Wyk pulls, beats mid-wicket. Just a 1 this time. She goes to 5 now, of 7 deliveries. Craig is on 3 or 4 balls. Just nerdled. Quickie keeper could be in business here. Manak. But Craig has got home.
I think if the throw was slightly better, it was looking maybe a bit scary. But she slid her bat, which is always good.
I think the ball might have got a bit stuck in her hand there as she was throwing. Oh, it's a full toss, pulled, but straight to square leg.
If that went for a run, it was the definition. That over is the definition of tip and run.
Yes, well, it's an over that costs 6 runs, which the Lions will be very comfortable with, very happy with. That doesn't really hurt them at all. It sees the required run rate go up a bit. So 109 for 7 after 16 overs. and Easterns need 63 runs off the last 4 overs, so that required run rate is up above 15 now.
No, it's not looking too good for the Eastern Storm.
Yes, I think it's a little bit of an understatement, Emma. So,
I think they just lost their key wickets too early.
yeah, it's been a bit of a parade of wickets, regular wickets taken by the Lions. No one able to go beyond Mashalwani's 34, 28 from Erica Oda. She was run out. I mean, that was a big turning point and probably the key moment as far as Easterns are concerned. Tip and run again into the covers.
They brought Liani Swanepoel back into the attack.
Busy action, runs in quickly.
Yeah,
Nice.
she hits the deck nice and hard.
Nice compact action, yeah. Tall girl as well. Swing and a miss. We saw the Lions yesterday had a slip in the 20th over of the innings. They could probably afford to do that today as well.
Yeah, play with freedom. What do you have to lose?
Slapped just over cover. They'll go through for a single. We will try and work out the score which Lions need to keep Easterns under in terms of the bonus point. And as usual, Tennis Searle is well ahead of the game. The words barely out of my mouth, and I'm handing a note. So Easterns need to score 138 in order to stop the Lions getting a bonus point. There's one more to their tally. 112 for 7.
Liani Swanepoel playing a bit of soccer there on the pitch.
This, if the Lions do win this game, then they will draw level with Easterns with one win on the scoreboard. A bonus point will take them one above Easterns. That's a good hit by Van Wyk. Just on the bounce though to Cal corner. Again, just a single.
Unfortunately came out the top Van Wyk's bat. I think if she middled that, it might have been over Carl Corner's head. Could hear it from here, that. And then it rings on the hand.
So 113 for 7. Last ball of the 17th over. Liani Swanepoel, she's delivered a tidy over. 4 runs so far. And she finishes well with just a single to cover. So 114 for 7 after 17 overs. Easterns need an improbable 58 runs off the last 3 overs. But perhaps a more important target for them is that 138. So if they can score 24 runs off the next 3 overs, they will deny the Lions a bonus point.
It's just over a runner ball. Which is a bit unfortunate for them because they've been going under a runner ball currently.
Yeah, they've just battled to get it up, the run rate up to more than a runner ball. 11 boundaries in their innings so far. 4 each by Mashalwane and Oda. As Fancy Hamoniela is returning to bowl from the Wally van Heerden end. Just a single again. Tutu Tabede. Emma correcting me there, thank you.
Oh.
And so we said 11 boundaries scored by Easterns so far in this innings. The Lions scored 22 fours and 2 sixes in their 20 overs. So there's one difference.
Yeah, it's a
between
massive
the two
difference.
teams.
It's a massive difference.
Tibet has already run out one batter today.
It's been quite a few run-outs today.
Yeah,
I
would
think
not-
it's been about 5.
Yeah. Cut away through the infield to the cover sweeper.
I think now Malefa has stayed on that cover sweeper region the whole day and she's done exceptionally well.
Yeah, she seems very happy out there in the outfield, doing her work efficiently. Oh, inside edge, just past the stumps. Fine leg or field. Kusudanan doing the work there. Nicely driven, but good fielding by the bowler.
It's a quick over. Just 3 from it.
So 117 for 7 with 2 overs remaining. Doesn't really matter who the Lions bring on to bowl now, I would imagine. It looks like Liani Swanepoel is going to continue. She deserves another over. She's bowled very tidily. 3 overs for just 16 runs.
No, she definitely has bowled well. Just under a runner ball. Kaylee Craig to face her. I don't even think the Lions know about the bonus points.
Oh, I'm sure their coach would have passed on a message. So to get that bonus point, they need to restrict Easterns to less than 21 runs off these last 2 overs. It's Matsuda Nan who has returned to the attack. She's bowled well in this game, although she took the new ball and went for 21 today in the first 2 overs, but did take a wicket. That's cut away nicely between short third man and backward point. And they do come back for the second.
Yeah, a bit of an expensive first over she had.
Dipping off the top edge of the bat, but there's no fielder behind square.
Easton's pushing for 2.
Close.
Chance, no chance.
Yeah, perhaps Kusuda Nan asked to open the bowling, which she hadn't done before in this tournament. Maybe just unsettled her a bit. Hit hard down to long off for 1.
They just aren't picking the gaps to find the boundaries. And I think that's been their biggest issue. They just haven't picked the gaps today.
So again, straight to the field. There's some credit to the Lions bowlers for bowling in the right areas and having their field well set and being tidy in the field as well.
I think the captain will definitely be happy with their team today. Just have a bowler's bowl to a field. You don't have to change teammates around, set fields for bad balls. You never want to do that, but sometimes bowler keeps straying down the leg side. You have to send your fine leg out, bring your sweeper in. But I think they've bowled exceptionally well with the Lions and they've batted better. It's been a massive change from their first game.
2 leg side full toss. Hooked away. Good fielding down on the fine leg boundary by Liani Swanepoel.
Is it raining?
Just a single. And yes, it's been a much improved day for the Lions. Even in defeat against the Titans this morning, they put up a decent showing.
I think if we erase the 171 target and we just take how Easterns have batted, they've rotated strike, the bad balls, they've put majority of them away. I think in this next over they might get to 130. That's exactly what they scored yesterday, and they won off that. But I think it was just the Lions batting that unfortunately was better today.
Yeah, so final over 125 for 7. The target is 172, but Lions will be desperate to keep Easterns to less than 13 off this over. If they can do that, then they win with a bonus point. And it's going to be Tabedi to continue 3 overs. 1 for 17, return catch. Oh, it's just evaded her. Slipped through her hands. Oh, that would have been a great start to the final over.
Yeah, they could have. Maybe they can still prevent the bonus point, but 13 or 5.
And if that goes to the boundary, it's going to be a very important one. No.
Outfield isn't working on the eastern side today. It is a bit slow. We've seen the whole day. A lot of players struggled to get past the corners.
Yeah, it is quite a thickly grassed outfield, and we had a little bit of rain on it yesterday. Pulled away, but without great timing to square leg just for 1.
Still a great strike rotation. Hit it straight to the field and you drop and run.
Well, I think the Lions are content just to give them 1s. They're not too fussed. Chopped away again, that'll be 1 more. And it looks like we might just beat the rain here at Irene. Getting quite dark and gloomy. Nicely hit, but on the bounce to long on.
Normally your captain would be mad at that, no dive, but like you said, I think they'd rather take the single than let the 4 slip past.
Tabedi to round things off down the wicket and heaved through mid-wicket for just a single, and that is a very satisfying victory for the DP World Lions. 132 for 7 Eastern's end. So the Lions have won this global cricket tournament match by 49. No, just get the math shot, John. 39 runs, and they have earned a bonus point in the process. So Emma Fenter, they'll be well pleased with their work today. Where do you feel that they've really improved from yesterday the most?
I think their batting most definitely. They let a few chances go through, but I think compared to this morning's game, they just came in with a massive intent. They rotated strike, but even with Easterns, they never once gave up. They rotated strike constantly, and I think as any batting coach, you would want your team to continue to rotate strike, and unfortunately Easterns did lose. But I think Lions, compared to how they started this morning, they're going to be very happy with that performance.
Yes, indeed, and so that is the end of the action here on the second day of the John Deere Global Cricket Tournament at Irene Country Club. We'll be back tomorrow. Do join us for the start of proceedings at 9 a.m. The Fidelity Titans are playing both of these sides tomorrow and need just 1 more win for them to claim the inaugural Global Cricket Tournament title. This new T20 Women's Tournament, and what a wonderful 2 days we've had so far, and so really important that we pay tribute to and thanks to the Titans for putting it on, and also for the sponsors who have supported this tournament as the siren goes at the golf club adjoining the cricket field as a lightning warning. They managed to finish this game just in time. So big thanks to John Deere, to John Doe, Koi, Renault Centurion, the Baron Bar and Grill, IXU, and also to my co-commentators, Emma Fenter, Jenna Searle, and Karen Smithies. We've had a great day. We hope you, the listeners, have as well. Do join us tomorrow for the 9 o'clock start. Goodbye.